family all around me. He my family, she my family, he my family, she my family, he my family, she my family, we are family. We might have the same last name, but that don't make you my family. I got some people with the same blood, and I know that they can't stand me. I got some people I call that ain't kin, that's gonna pull up and handle it. They take care of that business like family. We come from them trenches like family. They talking, you listen, that's family. They don't tell your business, that's family. They calling your phone, coming looking for you. They say that you missing, that's family. They don't need permission, that's family. When you hurt, they can feel it, that's family. Let them come while you're cheering, that's family. Let them come when you living, that's family. Family all around me. Family all around me. He my family, she my family, he my family, she my family, he my family, she my family. We are family all around me. Family all around me. He my family, she my family, he my family, she my family, he my family, she my family. We are family. Hey, ain't nobody fighting around here. Ain't nobody shooting around here. Everybody that's around here family. All love, no hate, be clear. No shade, all love, be real. You love them, you should know how it feel. Tired of all these badass kids. Tired of paying all these bills. Family going through the same thing, so they know exactly how you feel. They supply a shoulder I can cry. I provide a place where they can heal. Leave my money out, they don't steal. Let them have it if it's for a bill. Soldier for me when they in the field. Only way I live, family all around me. Family all around me. He my family, she my family, he my family, she my family, he my family, she my family. We are family all around me. Family all around me. He my family, she my family, he my family, she my family, he my family, she my family. We are family. We might have the same last name, but that don't make you my family. I got some people with the same blood, and I know that they can't stand me. I got some people I call that ain't kin, that's gonna pull up and handle it. They take care of that business like family. We come from them trenches like family. Family all around me.
All right, Shalom Israel, Most High bless. Thank y'all for tuning in to F.O.P.E, Civil Warfare People's Edification. Shalom to the whole F.O.P.E family, CUC family. Sorry for the delay, family. The brother was having some technical difficulties, but this is the brother. He is here. His camera is not working for some reason, but y'all will hear his voice. But he is on here. For some reason, his camera ain't working. That was the delay and a few other things. But shalom to everybody in the chat. Shalom to all the mods. Thank y'all for tuning in. Sorry that we're running behind schedule an hour. But go ahead, Elder Qanath.
Yeah, Most High bless the brother that's on the platform. Most High bless everybody in the comments. You know, the CUC family, all of y'all, man. Most High bless for tuning in, and the ISPK brothers that's listening. You know, he who has an ear, let them hear. You know, it's funny how we started this song with family, right? Family is brotherhood, sisterhood, right? Israelites, family, right? So let's see. We're gonna find out was people treated like family. You know, up in here, and like my other channel is Set the Record Straight. So that brother here right now, I guess, Civil War, and come to set the record straight on F.O.P.E. You know what I mean? So Most High bless you, brother. Welcome to the platform.
Welcome to the platform. Go ahead and introduce yourself to the people. Let them know who you are and everything about yourself if you want to. Go ahead.
All right. My name is Tarap. I'm a former officer of 5,000 of the ISUPK. I want to, don't be misled by, the little icon or whatever. I'm not with them no more. I just haven't changed that yet, But I'm an ex officer of 5,000 of the ISUPK. Been the nurse. I got there in 2016, April 23rd on the Passover, and I left them 2022, right on the Feast of Dedication.
Okay. So if you want to explain what happened and what led up to the events from you departing from the
Before we get there, let's figure out how did you actually join the ISPK? How did you climb through the ranks?
Oh, okay, go ahead. You're right. I'll come up. Go ahead.
Okay. All right. I had already been, I was already, teaching on the streets down in Louisville, Kentucky, where I'm from, since like 2012. And from 2012, I just wasn't doing it online or anything like that. I had a buddy that rode with me, and we hit the street. We just hit the street. And all right, so I ended up, getting married, So, and the woman that I was married to at the time was, she was in IUIC. And so I met some of those people or whatever. And it was a pretty, all right dude that was out of them or whatever. And he's like, because we, didn't vibe, too well. I didn't vibe too well with IUIC. It's based on certain things or whatever, but, me and that brother, we got pretty cool or whatever. And he was pretty much saying to me, he's like, brother, you don't need to be by yourself. You need to be, with somebody, regardless whether it's with us or, and I see how you like watching ISUPK videos and everything. And it seemed like to be coming out of a sincere place from him. So I pretty much, considered that, because I was watching, ISUPK things, and I was, listening to how they was talking about brotherhood. And the thing that really got me, with them was, I'm like, because I never heard people really talk about brotherhood like that. And I'm like, if they're saying this, the way that they saying it, it kind of seems like they really mean it, because, it seems like that, like they really mean this. So that means that these dudes, they so confident in this whole brotherhood thing, they must really be about that. So, and then they went, they went in the whole thing with, of course, at the time they were still battling with IUIC, things like that. And, and I was, listening to the teachings of, General Mahaiman and everything, and it was kind of like, it wasn't just one big, thing. Right. And okay, the brother that I was telling you, the brother that I used to roll with, not the IUIC guy, but the brother that I was saying that I was rolling with in the street, as far as when we was dropping the truth on people and stuff like that, he had moved out to Tacoma, Washington, and he had gave me a call, and when he gave me this call or whatever, he gave me the phone number to a general and to a captain out of, ISUPK. So I decided to, go ahead and give, it was actually, the captain over the Midwest out of Chicago, Marquardt, I gave him a call because he was closer. The other guy was out of DC. So I gave him a call and everything. What was he saying?
I'm talking about the guy out of DC, man. Elder Qanath know him very well.
Right. Yeah, it was a guy. It was General Shar. He gave me his number out of DC, and so I went ahead and gave him a call, and he had turned me on to Kaposh out of Indianapolis, who was an officer of 5,000 at the time in Indianapolis. So I started watching.
Is he a real short guy with braids?
Right.
I know you talk about. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I was his right-hand man in Indianapolis.
Wow.
I was his second in command for almost 4 years.
He's a captain now, right?
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, he became a captain at a time where, and they rose me and another brother named Apatazar up to officers of 1,000. And he became a captain then. Because he was already when I was a trooper, he was already a 5,000.
Okay.
All right. So then from there, my wife didn't like it. And at the time I had a stepson, he was 16 years old. He used to be with IUIC, and he was real sharp in the scriptures, he was just sharp in the scriptures. So my very first order was to make it to New York, to Harlem for the Passover, the 2016 Passover in Harlem, New York. Mm-hmm. So I ended up making it, but he came with me. So they rose us both up as troopers that day.
Oh, wait. I want to stop you real quick. Qanath, I think that's the Passover that they told us. Remember, they were saying if we had a problem with General Yohana, we should come to the Passover.
No, that's it. That's it.
Talk Al grievances out. We were like, man, fuck y'all. I know what you're talking about, but yeah, I remember.
Let him finish up. Get all out.
That was Sorry, go ahead.
And so, that's pretty much how, I became a trooper, and I was already accustomed to putting in work. So I was already, even as a trooper, I was already, hitting the ground running down in my own city. And of course, my wife didn't like it, and I was going up to Indianapolis, every weekend and spending, money, spending all kind of money and everything, going to Chicago because I got into the Hebrew Academy. So now, I had to go to Indianapolis and Chicago, so it was doing this every weekend, and me and her, relationship had a rift in it and all this and that, which that was to be expected, So I really wasn't too much tripping on that. So, and it came to a time where, she was up here, calling, she caused a whole lot of trouble. And one day she ended up, setting my stuff out, and I called up the captain in the Midwest, which is Captain Marquardt, and he told me to go ahead and move to Indianapolis from there, to leave, Pretty much he wanted me there to help out Kaposh. So I did that, and then from there, that's how I started, rising up through the ranks. Was from all my rank was gotten in Indianapolis.
So you lost your family because you're on UPK, pretty much.
Well, in reality, I really can't say that was too much of a family. For one thing, those kids weren't mine.
Okay.
And the woman, me and her hadn't been together that long and everything, and she had already had problems with IUIC. So I figured, well, hell, if she had all of them problems with IUIC, she's gonna have the same damn thing with ISUPK. But that's not gonna stop it's not gonna stop my drive.
Okay. I got you. I understand that. So after all that, and now you're a part of the body, did you actually have to be a trooper for 2 years, like they say in their trooper program? You got to be a trooper for 2 years.
Oh no! Oh no! Is that what? Wow, it's crazy because I never even heard that. You had to be a trooper for 2 years. Is that what people said?
Yeah, according to Yohana and all them, when they were showing Mahayim and all them talking about when they came into school, you have to be a trooper for 2 years and graduate their program through ISUPK, because that's how it was originally in the original school. But he said he kept the program going. And one, they had a video where they were showing Mahayim and all these other different guys. They out in the woods running, talking about when these dudes graduated this year, 2-year trooper program graduation. This person, that's why I'm asking these questions, because I want to know if this shit true or this shit is just shit they putting on YouTube to fool the other people that's coming in. That's making like, hey, this person did a trooper program for 2 years, that person did a trooper program for 2 years. That's what they display.
Brother, I got mine when I made it to New York that time, and see, because the thing about it is ended up getting lost. Actually trying to get up to New York. I'd never been that far north in my life at the time, but we ended up getting some funny stuff ended up happening with our Greyhound and stuff like that, and we winded up in Baltimore. And we was under the captain, who's captain now, Saparia. We ended up there and everything, and you're supposed to get two people are supposed to vouch for you to get an officer's test. If you get an officer's test, that means they want to make you an officer. They hurried up to make me an officer.
So you ain't even do 2 years as a trooper?
No, man. I joined. I became a trooper in April of 2016, April the 23rd, actually.
Hey, can I say something real quick? Brother,
yeah.
You are a rare case. And the reason why I say that, you was dedicated to the cause, brother. I'm gonna tell you why. Even a woman that you met that was fellowshipping with IUIC and whatever that turned out to be, you still felt like you need to follow the spirit of the Most High that put on you, and you kept on. You followed behind men who you thought had the same. I'm hearing you, bro. The same spirit that you have. I don't know you personally, but you, to me, and I'm not trying to do no theater here. You one of them people that would have been helping people on their way up north, man, doing slavery, man. Because for you to tell me that you never been this far up New York before, and that when you and the girl that split, right, and somebody gave you the call to go up there to help somebody else, man, you went up there without any hesitation. You went to another
Right.
state. And then you supposed to went to
Right.
New York, and funny business happened. Then you got pulled over in Baltimore, and you still stayed there. I'm telling you, man. I don't give a from this point on. One thing they can't take from you, because they'll try to say it, is your loyalty, brother. That's something I speak about all the time, man. And for you to go state to state, don't try to chase that woman, all this stuff. You're a true brother so far, from what I see, is in your loyalty, man. I really appreciate that, bro. You can finish your story, but god dang.
So, so I ended up, getting there. Like I was saying, well, she had the wife that I had too much of a gravitational pull on the stepson or whatever. So he ended up leaving the school and everything, and I ended up staying. So, and like I was saying, that's why I, rose through the ranks, and things like that. Was in Indianapolis. And we didn't, at the time, it wasn't that many people. It was only 3 of us at the time,
So you didn't do a 2-year trooper program like they.
Oh, no. I became a trooper April the 23rd of 2016. October, I was an officer of 50.
Okay. So now, family, y'all hearing it from somebody who's actually in the school. So when they putting out these lies, y'all know that they full of shit, because it's a trooper program. Like they telling everybody who coming in, you gotta be a trooper for 2 years.
And also what I see just in my spirit, you're moving fast and your loyalty is being proven. That's why they're moving you up. And when that happened, people start picking up knives, bro. They start picking up knives.
And the funny thing is, I didn't know it then, though. And that's the messed up thing about it. I didn't even know that people was, going to try to move on me like that.
I could feel it.
I didn't even.
I want y'all to know, this is my first time ever talking to this brother. Ever. I don't know anything about his story, because I'm going to ask questions. But from what I see in this, it's just a funny feeling that you move too fast. And not you personally. You exercising what the spirit was calling you to do. And some people wish they had that shit, man. So go ahead, man, because I'm interested on these knives, brother. Who had the first one?
I want to finish the question, though, Qanath.
Yeah, go ahead. I'm sorry.
So my next question to you, brother, is the oath that they had you take. Did you have to take your oath? Like, because I saw on YouTube like 3 times where they was making brothers take oaths in the school, and it's like they always show the brother taking an oath, and got a picture of General Yohana hanging up while the brother taking an oath with General Yohana in a shot and saying the Lord and the angels is watching you, and if you leave the school, you not with them no more, and the Lord and the angels ain't gonna be with you no more, and stuff like that. Did you have to take that oath that they make you take in the school?
No, brother, I didn't. This is how matter of fact, when I became a trooper, I got rose up to troopership in the what is called a Harlem ballroom in Harlem. And it was a whole bunch of people there, and they had a big line, of people that was getting the oil poured on their head, and and people was just going through that line. Nobody. I didn't even meet General Yohana. I took a picture with him, with him and other generals that same day. But as far as with them having an oath and all of that, that didn't happen.
Okay. So you didn't have to take the oath, because I showed the picture before on here. I'm gonna see can I find it where they had the brother taking an oath and told the brother if
Right.
he
Yeah.
that the
Yeah.
Lord Christ ain't with him no more. And I was in the comment board on Facebook telling them stop lying to that man. Don't say no shit like that. That ain't true. That ain't in the scriptures. And they was blocking me off the comment board because I was saying, you shouldn't teach that. But go ahead,
Yeah, the way that it happened was, I mean, hell, I didn't even have the oil poured on my head at that time either, because there was so much stuff going on. They're just pretty much telling you a trooper, and
Hey,
that was
brother, I'm gonna
pretty
tell you,
much.
that's why the Spirit saved you, because you didn't get that oil poured on your head.
I didn't. Matter of fact,
Damn.
I don't think I didn't. I don't remember getting anointed in any rank raise.
Think about what you just said.
I
Anoint
didn't.
the what?
I don't think I got anointed in any rank raise that I got. Let me tell you how I got raised up to an officer of 500. I did a class in Chicago. My very first class. I did that in Chicago at the Harold Washington Library as an officer of 50. All right. So now because we was going to Chicago every weekend for camp at that time. We in the liquor store. We go to the liquor store, and the captain, Kapash, comes up to me and say, "Oh, by the way, you now officer 500." And that was how it was. That was how my raised from an officer 50 to 500, because also too the guy the Padazar, who was also he never got to see the rank of 50. He wanted to raise us up at the same time to officers of 500. He told me that I was now 500, and as soon as he passed his officer test, he automatically became a 500. Because he
Brother,
was putting in a whole lot of work too.
do you have a great occupation?
Said, you said a great occupation?
I mean, because in your travels and this moving forward so fast, it's something they saw in you, man, and I don't get it, and the way he
Yeah.
did it at the liquor store, that sounds like a nigga mad.
Mm. The thing about it, what it is, now see, Kapash had all of this rank. A rank of 5,000 is the highest rank as an officer as you can go. But at the same time, before I came in, the only thing that he had was one trooper, which was Napadazai, who was a captain now. He had him. He had one guy, a Mexican guy, but he fell off, before, that. And Napadazai, now he was a trooper for about a year. He was about a trooper for about a year and a half. Okay. Here's the thing. With him having all of this 5,000 rank, he doesn't have nobody to really pass down to duties to. Because see, you can't you can't put 5,000 work on troopers and stuff like that. So now he has to raise people up now. And they seen the things that I was good with teaching classes. They seen it. I was way seasoned. When I was in the school, I was very seasoned already. From the things that I was doing, from all the way from 2012 to 2016, I came in already seasoned, already knew the scriptures well. I was a real good camp speaker, and all of that. So they like, yeah, they already knew these things from Hebrew Academy, because in Hebrew Academy, they said they're seeing, in me as being a trooper, they seeing, what are you, the things that you're good at, and how you can actually benefit them and things like that. And they wanted me to hurry up and become an officer. They pressured me to become an officer.
I never heard that before, Sham.
right?
The real academy is to see what the hell you good at. I
Yeah,
ain't never heard that shit makes
because
sense.
Right.
they said, oh, brother, you got to be trained, brother, by the ISU.
Yeah.
2 years as a trooper. You can't go out there and speak unless you're an officer. See, this is why
Damn.
exposing the lies and the truth. So obviously, they not as big as they try to make themselves seem to be, and they don't have enough manpower in certain places.
But they try to see what that man is good at. That's their true program, so they can see where they
So
can place you.
they can place you and use you to further their
Right.
cause. And you've been saying this shit for the longest time.
Man, it's good you didn't get that oil poured on your head, because it'd be over your eyes. You couldn't see, but you was able to see. Go ahead, man.
Right.
I'm very intrigued. Go ahead, brother. God damn. We
Yeah,
going in the
So wait,
spiritual realm trying to break this down.
all right, hold on, Qanath. So the 2 questions we got so far, the 2 answers. He did not do a 2-year trooper program, as ISUPK claimed. You got to do a 2-year trooper program. He did not take an oath either. He didn't have to take the oath. But now, go ahead, brother.
Yeah, I mean, I was a trooper for only about maybe, for between April and, like I was saying, I became an officer in October. And then I didn't stay an officer 50 long either. I don't even think I was an officer 50 for a month. I was already made a 500. And then the Padazai.
I'm about to join ISUPK and raised up in the ranks real fast, become a general, and then slap your ass.
Now, but see, the thing about it, no, they'll set a lid on you at that type of point once you start. Because see, here's the thing. See, here's how things go. Like, say for instance, Kapash's situation. He was an officer of 5,000, but at the same time, he hadn't rose up nobody. I was the very first officer he had ever raised up. And he had all of this rank. So somebody got to explain that. You see what I'm saying? Somebody got to explain that. And that's one of the reasons why they pushed me into panic mode to become an officer. That's one of the reasons why. And they seen that I could teach classes real well, could hold down classes, and that I was, real good speaker at camp, because these are supposed to be actually the staples of ISUPK, which is camp and classes. They're supposed to be the staple, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then also they seen what other talents that I had, the gift of counsel, things like that. And they were using all of this. They would, and they were able to, I was doing works that was well beyond my ranks. When I was trooper, I was doing officer work. When I was, officer 50, I was doing, and that's one of the reasons why they wanted to, because in reality, I'm going to keep it all the way real, not tooting my own horn, but I was breaking down things that captains couldn't even break down in the Bible.
Now, I want to talk.
And I was doing this as a 50.
Now I want to talk. See, Qanath, now I want to talk, because this is what I want to get to, right? About doctrine. Now, you can break down stuff that other people can't break down, right? But ISUPK swear they the home of the truth, right? Now, I didn't got into it with ISUPK members about doctrine and teachings and stuff like that. Even talked to the guy. He was cool down in Atlanta camp. He swears that General Yohana taught y'all the rape doctrine. Now, you know that the rape, what I mean by the rape doctrine, right, is when Elder Tahar and GMS was running around pushing the rape doctrine on everybody, and nobody wouldn't give him answers.
I remember that.
How to defend it, right? Do you know anybody who broke the rape doctrine down and taught the rape doctrine to the people so they can defend it and prove that it's wrong?
What they try to say is, like, what they say is in the scripture, when a man, forced, we find a woman in the field and he forced her, they tried to break it down. We see in the field and he forced her, they saying that you're using your power and authority to humble this woman, and not physically grabbing her and like ripping her clothes off or nothing like that. You know what I'm saying? Like say for instance, on a job, so you got the supervisor. Huh?
That's what they taught you, right? That's what they teach you. Right. All right. Now the reason why I asked you that, right? Because that's not true. That's not true. I'm the one that taught the nation of Israel how to destroy the false rape doctrine. It was me. Elder Qanath will tell you that. Everybody know it. I got classes on this. I did a 5-hour class, me and my brother K. Judah, breaking down the different instances of rapes all through the scriptures. They lied and tried to steal it. And not only that, I was battling Elder Tahar because I challenged him to debate me on it, because no elder would step up. I made a video saying why nobody won't defend this or go against GMS when it comes to the rape doctrine. It was videos of GMS approaching ISUPK going at them about the rape doctrine, and they would get somebody out of the crowd and say, hey, they believe in raping little kids and 9-year-old girls. They wouldn't deal with the doctrine, though. But they claim they're the priests and they know all the truth, which was funny to me that they couldn't break it down. But
brother, it's a lot of things that they can't properly break down. You know what I'm saying? I done poked holes.
Go ahead. But that's why
I done
because they try to claim that other Israelites, if it don't come from UPK, it's not of the Lord. And like we and other people who's not with them don't have any spiritual understanding of the scripture if it ain't come from One West. That's what they try to make it seem like. But we didn't beat up so much doctrine that they teach. They never broke down the rape doctrine. General Yohanan never broke down the rape doctrine. He claimed he's sitting Peter's seat. And he's supposed to be the hierarchy and all this, and he the voice of God, what they be putting on the little banners. But when I say, hey, break this rape doctrine down and prove that this shit ain't rape here, he can't do it.
Man, there's a lot of things that they can't break down, brother. I done seen holes and then poked holes the time out inside their stuff, you know what I'm saying, the whole time I even been with them. But the way that I looked at it was, you know, okay, maybe they don't know this, they don't know that or whatever, but I thought the greater cause was still good about us coming together as a nation and things like that, you know.
Right.
And that, you know, that I was looking at it, you know, through that lens or whatever. And I would throw things in my classes and stuff like that. I mean, those dudes is learning from my classes. You know, they was learning a lot from my classes.
They taking their shit down. They teaching
right, yeah.
But see, they taking out shit, but hate us, but taking out teachings.
Yeah.
And teachings.
And it causes them to hate you. It causes them to hate you, and jealousy is real huge with them.
Oh yeah,
you know.
That's why I was also driving there, because look at me, I'm drop dead gorgeous. I take all the
go ahead, man.
I know that. But that's why I was like, Shar, man, I can't be around these niggas. Because they be, first of all, I'm slim, athletic built dude. I'm not a fat boy out of shape, for one. I'm a nice looking guy. Then they want to say, oh, you got dreadlocks, you got that heathen style. I can prove that locks is lawful, but that's another thing. Why, like I said, brother, they just jealous envy. When you're a nice looking guy,
right,
a fashion man can get women with no problem. Why the hell would I be jealous of any nigga? I ain't gotta be.
Yeah.
But
see,
people like that,
they jealousy.
Go ahead.
Let them talk, Sham.
A lot of the times, they jealousy. A lot of the times, really, it don't be based on like a person's physical appearance. It be based on their rank, how they're perceived inside the school. You know what I'm saying? Things like that. You know, things like that is where the grips of their jealousy. How well you can teach a class, how good of a speaker you are. If they not good at those things, a lot of times they'll develop jealousy. You know, the jealousy of them a lot of times is actually go inside of things of the value system of their school. Like me myself, I was a camp leader in Kentucky. I was the top dude in Kentucky, and I was second in command in Indianapolis. And I was having the rank of 5,000, it was like putting a target on my back. They start going for those type of things.
How? And y'all supposed to be brothers.
Right, exactly. That's what I was saying. We supposed to be brothers. We supposed to be helping each other. Let me let you in on something, man. This was the plan. You know, this is the things that we used to do. We used to strategically plan things, like, say, for instance, me, myself, I was the camp leader of Kentucky. The time officer in the Potazai, we had this, what I used to call the Grippo rim. And I called it the Grippo rim because it's a type of brand of potato chips that's only sold in those 3 states. So I called us the Grippo rim, you know. Ohio, Kentucky, Indiana, and Ohio. Okay, I was over Kentucky, Kaposh was over Indiana, and the Potazai was over Ohio. This was supposed to be the plan. You're supposed to have 5 men to be able to go out to camp. That's your minimum. What we were trying to do to make it, this was the plan, to make it to where all of us would grow, all of us would have our solid 5. you know, and we'll build from that. I would have 5 in Kentucky. Kaposh would have 5 in Indiana, and the Potazar would have 5 in Ohio, to where we was all going to push a 3, our tri-state area would be able to push a camp every weekend, all of us operating independently from one another. And all of us building our states and everything that way, touching bases with the community, all of that type of stuff, getting into all types of different things, inside our own. But see, here's the thing. Once I started, because I was over Kentucky, but I was living in Indiana at the time, in Indianapolis. And when I came here, and people that I knew, when I came, not here, but when I went down to Kentucky, brother. When I went down to Kentucky, people that I knew from back in the day started coming out of the woodworks. You know what I'm saying? And then we start taking pictures and everything like that and putting them on Facebook. And all of a sudden, everybody got scared because they thought that I was going to make captain before the guy in Ohio.
Wow.
They started sabotaging my men.
That's why I want to stop you, because I want to deal with being moral, right? Because I can see a lot of people don't have good morals over there, and maybe you can go into that. That's what it sounds like you're about to do, because you're talking about sabotage. But the other part, if you miss this, I'm gonna tell you what happened to you, okay? And please don't be offended when I'm about to tell you, okay? When they saw your skill set and the other brother's skill set, it's how a pimp move. What a pimp move is, he'll put his head bitch in charge, right? And give him other little bitches, right? Some other little bitches to go out there and work, but make you think you're working for something else, but in actuality, you really working for him.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So by you gathering all them people up, right, and you doing it for the Lord, the Most High know what you're doing, right? But He's using your skills because you went to the academy. There we go. We got a good one. Put him out there. He's a leader, right? Give him a few hoes, right? Bring them in, and he's getting the money. But you can go in there to about the morals and how they sabotage you. But I'm just looking at on a spiritual level on pimping.
Right.
On pimping, brother. Look at it that way too.
My right-hand man was saying the same thing. The guy that was my right-hand man, that had tactical command down in Kentucky, because he was running things, he started running things in Kentucky when I moved up here to Minnesota. But he was saying the same stuff,
Yeah, that's pimping, and that's just using somebody, man. That your ethics are good, and a little naive. You know what I mean? Because you really, like you said, you saw these men as strong black men who had order and very militant, right? Because you're militant and you wanted to be a part of that, right? It's like you the one to join the military, right? And other officers get jealous of you and beat you up. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and that's right. And that's pretty much how it was, man. Because all of a sudden, people under my rank start calling down there to Kentucky and everything, trying to sabotage what I had going on. They were sitting there trying to get my men, one of my men to edit videos real tough, because they didn't have a whole lot of people but he's giving orders. The protocol is when you do anything in another man's state, you're supposed to contact that man first. Hey, brother, the man is over
brother,
that.
What this remind me of Harlem Nights. Sugar, right? He had the main bitch working, right? And she was in charge of a hose, right? And then you got other leaders, right, who went up against Sugar. The white guy that went up against Sugar. That's the other camps, right? Fighting over territory and men, right? While they sit back and make all the money, and everybody think they in something, but you just really into organized crime.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. You know what? That's what it's like. It's like some mobs. So here's the funny thing about it. It's crazy you said that because they started trying to make moves down in Lexington, Kentucky. You know,
That's why
they trying to make
they made
moves.
a move on IUIC, and what you just said, it's making moves, man. Listen, you remember the movie, brother? I don't know how old you are, right? Uptown Saturday
Right.
Night,
Right.
right?
Oh,
Where
okay.
they make moves on each other. You remember this? All organized crime make moves on one another to try to get territory. That's what's going on, bro.
But see, here's the funny thing. You know, when they doing it inside their own damn mob family, that's what make it ugly. And that's one of the ways that the mob fell. You know what I'm saying?
Well, what the
Lucchese
Most High
family.
say? What the Most High say about that, right? He said, "How can you? How it goes? How can if you how that thing go, man? You got to agree or something like that." He said.
Yeah. How can
How
two
can say no? How
dwell
no? Here we
together
go. How can
if it be in
no? Not
agreement?
that one. No, not that one.
Oh,
That's
okay.
true
Wait.
too.
I
But
think
it says how can Satan fight Satan or something like that?
right. How can a house divided against itself can't stand?
Exactly.
Yeah. That's the one right there. Right. And it's a house. And I tried to warn them because we had a council. They said they're putting all this pressure on my men and everything, and they want me to take Kapash to council. You know, see all the fuckery that was going on. They wanted me to take him to council, and and stuff like that. And I already had a problem with these brothers in the brothers that was down in Indianapolis. You know, they the first one I had to take them to council because that brother, that dude Nakashwan. Remember, I did the video. What about Nakashwan? Right?
I know
Because the
so in
video.
your man. I'm just right now.
Oh
What you
man,
telling
you
me?
might
It just
you'll get a whole lot just from
it's
watching
amazing.
just the videos that I did on my
Mm-hmm.
page and everything. You'll learn a whole lot by watching those. You'll get a good feel about everything because I don't pull no punches on that. You know, I'm mentioning names, events, all of that.
So let me ask you, right? Because we can kind of, well, I know I can read through certain lines and try to go into a little more deeper. So let me go here because you say about names and so on and so forth, right?
Right.
Who are the generals?
You mean like what are the names?
Yeah, who are the generals and how many are there?
Okay. There's 7.
Okay.
Okay. You know, the top in command is Yohana.
Mm-hmm.
Under him is Mahaiman.
Mm-hmm.
Under him is Mayak.
Mm-hmm.
Under Mayak is General Hazayan.
Mm-hmm.
Under Hazayan is he's Shawamar. I think he's this under Hazayan. And then under Shawamar is Kathungabar. And under Kathungabar is General Q.
Now watch this. I asked you for a
Kwambar.
reason. We about to get into some real good stuff right here.
All right.
Because when you said the 7, I knew you was gonna say 7.
Right.
That's why I said how many. What that sound like to you? That sound like one West all over again. The 7.
Yeah, that's what it is. Yeah. Just like during the time of General Lahab and all of them. Yeah.
Right. That sound like the 7 all over again. Right. What these guys are doing. Right. And a lot of us,
Right.
including myself, got caught up in that cultic stuff. Right. So now let's
Right.
go a little deeper. Now we know the 7. Now I'm just
Right.
gonna let you flow with this. Right, because you're able to name all these people, and we ain't gotta go to the captains because maybe certain captains know shit that you don't know. Okay,
Right.
because these men must live somewhere. They must work somewhere. They do
Yeah.
something, you know.
Yeah, they do.
Right, you know. But so here's the nitty gritty for me, like my grandmother used to say. Money is being spent some damn where, right? Now,
Yeah.
you got stabbed in the back, right? Because I said them knives. Now, can you show me them knives so we can lead to the money?
You mean like it is exactly like who was stabbing me? I mean, what do you mean?
Yeah. Who stabbed you in the back and why?
Okay. At first, I was stabbed in the back from, and see, this is what I'm thinking at the time. I'm thinking, okay, this is all middle management problems. But then come to find out, it went all the way up to the top. And that was the thing right there that I really didn't want to realize, that this whole damn thing is corrupt from the top to the bottom. You know, from the top to the bottom, the generals, all of that. The generals, captains of 13,000s, captains of 10,000, 5,000, going all the way down. You know, and let me tell you, Mahyman stabbed me in the back. Marquardt, captain 13,000 of the Midwest, stabbed me in the back also. Officer Kadash here in Minnesota stabbed me in the back also. Let's see, man. The list goes on. Officer Azar out of Indianapolis, of course, captain of 10,000 Kaposh also. Captain of 10,000 out of Ohio, Napataza, him too. You know, I mean, the list goes on. The ones that,
but like I said, I started with like who started, you know, with a 7, whatever, like that with them and the knives. Now, why? I think I know why, you know, but why you think they did this? Why you think they start trying to stab you in the back? Because you don't sound like, I mean, you're a guy who's willing to travel, sacrifice, build. You know, when they give you soldiers, you go try to build. You know, you try to bring other people, like you said, the people, when you came back to your original city or whatever, your people knew you, they flocked over you. And, you know, a lot of times people start being known, people get jealous. I know, right? So,
right.
Why did the knife start being thrown in your back?
Okay, a lot of times what we got to understand is your position inside the school that people will covet. People covet rank. They covet camp leaderships. They covet, you know, the relationship that me and Captain Kaposh had, because I was over counseling. I was over quite a few offices. You know, I was the top dude as far as who he would. Matter of fact, actually, also too, he would come to me even for counsel himself. You know, and people were jealous of that situation because they wanted to be Kaposh's right-hand man, but also seeking to usurp him too, because I mean, hell, he's now in that hot seat in Indiana right now himself by the man that he rose up. You know.
I got a question for you, right? Do you believe that the 7 generals is just a reenactment of the original 7 from the original 1 West?
Yes, I really do.
Okay.
Yes, without a doubt. Yeah.
And that's why I brought that up. Now, I asked about dealing with morals and stuff, right? And ethics.
Right.
Ethical, you know what I mean? Some of the things that certain people in their organization, not all, right? Because a lot of them came in like you, sincerely. And a lot of them in there right now still sincere, right? But a lot of times people got to understand, just listen to the brother, right? And just don't go about what man say, listen to the brother and they should wear it out. Dealing with morals and ethics. It's a few people that I want to ask about, right? It's 2 actually, Mahyman and Captain Kakazak. You know, I'm talking about ethics and morals here, right?
Right.
How do you see? Let's start with Mahyman first. Dealing with morals, and morals can be like how you speak. You know, it goes in so many levels on somebody being a good moral person. You know, and the ethics, work ethics. You know, can you speak on starting Mahyman first, General Mahyman?
Okay. Mahyman is really power driven. Ethics and morals and stuff like that don't hold the front seat. You see what I'm saying? Think about it. Now, do y'all remember the thing that he said about Chris Rock, right? And how he should have fucked Will Smith's wife.
Right.
How does that go for morals and ethics?
That's telling the man commit
You see?
adultery.
Yes, that's telling him to, and making a bad problem even worse. Having fucking some man's wife, man, that should be, that thing should be way off the table. He said, now listen to this, if I could. Listen to this. He said, okay, if Chris Rock, said if he is a man, that he's gonna want revenge behind what happened to him, right? Okay, yeah, that's true. But there's rules to this type of thing. To state that he would take revenge by having sex with that man's wife. So this goes, see, his answer behind that shows you a lot about who he is and what he would do. You see what I'm saying? And I remember also too that he has a problem with the same dude that was from Boys to Men, because it was one of the, you might know what I'm talking about, Qanath. It was Boys to Men or somebody that used to be with the ISUPK, and one of the members called Johanna a devil. Now he didn't call him that. He said he was a devil, rather. He didn't call him that. But not saying he was like a white dude or nothing like that, but saying that he was, Mahaiman has a 20-year grudge against that man, and that's another thing that they do. They bear grudges, and what the scriptures say, bear not any grudge against the children of thy people. That's what the scriptures say.
Can I say this now? Since you said that, that's why I believe Johanna's still holding that grudge against Elder Tahar.
He is.
Elder Tahar is over Johanna, and he can't let that go and get over that. And I ain't biased, but everybody in Israel know that Elder Tahar was the next in line before General Johanna, and he don't like that. So whenever that situation come up or that topic come up, he'll come up with some excuse or claim that Tahar was not over him, when everybody knows Tahar was over Johanna. Everybody from the original One West, they will tell you that.
We had the 7 on here and they all confirmed it.
It's over Johanna.
Brother, I didn't even know that. I didn't even know that till y'all said it. And when I watched y'all's video, I didn't even know it until then. And obviously that thing is definitely true. And remember the shirt that I sent you? What was it, yesterday? That shirt, one of the shirts that they had?
I'll upload it again. Hold on.
Okay.
I'll show it again.
Okay. Go ahead, speak on it.
No, y'all can go ahead. I'm gonna find the shirt.
No, I want him to speak on it. Go ahead. You want to speak on the shirt? Go ahead, speak on the shirt, bro.
Okay. That shirt had Masha at the top, and it was supposed to go down rank order of with all the heads, the 7 heads, right? But he had the 8th as himself, which means that he kicked Tahar straight up out of that. And then here's the funny thing about it: at the bottom of the shirt, it said "Commanding General."
I was saying that's
the
commanding. That's the spirit.
It said "Commanding General." He was the only. His name was the only one that was a title on. No, with the title wasn't. Now think about it. If you don't know the history,
when he's the 8th brother, meaning he's going to be the new head because he was knocked out. You know what I mean? So
when
Sham said,
is the number of a new beginning.
There we go.
8 is the number of a new beginning.
Exactly, brother.
Right.
So,
because see, what it should say, all of them consider themselves high priests or whatever, like that. Like high priest Shar, high priest, Shar. They was all the elders, the heads of they was considered the high priest. So
and also, go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, I'm just saying. So I don't need. So why didn't he have high priests up there for them? Because that's what the 7 considered themselves. The high.
But like the brother said, Sham, 8 means like a new beginning. But check this out. And at the end of that, on that shirt, it says what? Commander. And commander, like our sister Naphtali said, means master. It means master. So when you look at all this, man, people got to look back and you'll see what you're really dealing with here. And you get caught up in that. It's a new beginning. They got 7 over there with General Johanna as the head. But let's get back on Mahaiman, because what I find interesting that, and it's another brother that we cool, at least I think we cool, but I don't trust no man, but Tazariah keep going out. Real quick, Shan, Tazariah keep going. He's like the postmaster of defending ISUPK no matter what. Right, because Mahaiman started talking about other men privates. Who got man, I can't even get it out of my mouth. You know,
Yeah,
I can't.
I know
It's
what you're
hard to
saying. I
speak
know what
on
you're
what that
talking
dude
about.
said. You know what I mean? All kind of
Right.
stuff. So morally, man, what is it that's make after hearing this guy speak like that, brothers still stay around?
You know, it's the same thing that goes on in the Christian church, brother. That's why I'm gonna do a live and I'm gonna compare them to the Christian church that they say that they're nothing like. Okay, a person can hear their pastor say any damn thing, and the way they'll rationalize it in their mind is, oh, okay, he means this by that. You know, he don't mean what he actually said, what it sound like. You know, it ain't what it looks like. That type of thing. You know, that's the way that they rationalize it inside their own mind.
That sounds like a
You
nigga
know,
got put in bed with another man's wife talking about it ain't what it
right?
look like.
Right.
Exactly. Right. Yeah. Exactly.
You know, like
You know.
what's that
Right.
old saying? So the police officers beating the hell out of Rodney King, and the defense attorney said for the speaking for the police said to the jury, seeing Rodney King get his ass beat. You know what they told the jury? Don't believe what your lying eyes are telling you.
And let me tell you another time that they did that when they got
That's
into that skirmish with IUIC. They also
Right.
pretty
Don't
much
believe what your lying
spun that
eyes are
real well
telling you.
too.
Yeah.
Yeah, they spun that real well too, and they made those dudes out to be heroes.
now this is the picture of the brother right here that was taking an oath, and they was telling the brother if he
Right.
leaves that the
I remember
angels.
that, brother.
Now you see the picture of Johanna hanging up in the back. That's what I was saying. How they got the picture of him and he's swearing to UPK and making the guy take the oath. And you know, this shit was disgusting. And I was on there telling the dude, stop doing that shit. Stop lying to that man, telling them the angels and the Lord watching. If he leave, they're gonna get him and all this other shit. And the spirit ain't with him no more. This is crazy.
Right. Right. Yeah. Yeah. That's the type of stuff that they do. And you know who else do that? The Christian church do that. They do things like that. They might not make a big old huge show of it like this. You know what I'm saying? But they do something very similar. And that dude holding the phone in the background, that's one of those brothers down in Kentucky. Right there.
Right.
That's yeah, that guy. That's Officer Amawanga Bar, who also conspired against me and conspired against Officer Hamakoboff too.
Mm.
You know,
Man,
that brother right there is a
ISBK, man,
damn
supposed to be
snake,
about
man.
peace and love and brotherhood, man.
Man,
You
they
know?
don't care about peace, love, and brotherhood. They don't care nothing about any of that type of stuff. They care
So let me
about
ask you
power,
this because
rank,
I do want to get
and
back to
getting
Captain
pats on the head from
Kakazak.
the generals.
I want to get back to Captain Kakazak because
Okay.
I heard him use the N-word 65 times in one video, right? And said some very disrespectful things, right? But before I want you to answer on that, man. And but what is it? Did you leave ISBK when they said you gotta go, or I mean, like, what happened
No,
at the end?
I left
Yeah.
them. I escaped them niggas. I ain't want them to know what the hell I was doing. You know what I was up to. I was here in Minnesota. I wasn't in Minneapolis like I am now. I was in St. Paul. You know, and the thing about it is, I set my escape plan. I mean, it's a big thing behind that. You know, it's a big thing behind that right there. You know, there's a lot of moving parts inside that too. That whole thing right there.
Well, we could do a
No,
part
I
two on
left
that one
them.
because I mean,
Huh?
because we got so many other questions. Maybe we could do a part two on the escape because
Yeah, we could definitely do a part 2 on this. I mean, hell, part 4, 5, it
yeah,
don't matter to me. You
yeah,
know what I'm saying?
because
I
if you
gotta,
say escape, that's going
I'm
into something else. But let's go back into the moral thing here because
okay.
we dealing with and I'm talking about morals because we dealing with allegations of somebody may have raped someone in the organization and may be incarcerated right now. So we're dealing with a lot of different things there. And like I said, with the dude Kakazak using the N-word 65 times, right? In one video, and the things that he says out of his mouth. Now, you may believe a Spanish Israelite and all that, that's fine, because I don't have no hate toward nobody. But just for what the Negro man and woman has went through, right? But why
Right.
do we allow other people whether we love them or not, man, that's we can see that's not really like born of us, but we may mix with them, but not born of us. Why we allow them to infiltrate in our groups? You know, I see this guy out here making rap music that black man created. I see all these things, and then he used the N word 65 times and talking about people mother and so all these different things. Why do you brothers follow someone like that? And what you think about the things that he's actually said?
Okay, for one thing, I'm not with those, and I'm not a part of the whole you brothers thing, you know, as far as concerned that.
Okay. I take that. I take that. I take that. I take that back, right? Because you know what? I was on the line, and Tazaria, me and him discussed me coming there talking. And as soon as I get on the heat, talking about Qanath, you bitch made. I'm like, what the hell is wrong with this guy?
Yeah, that's one thing that they do also. They love using shaming language all the time because they think like bitches. That's what women do. You see what I'm saying? They want to use shaming language and all of that stupid stuff. They result to that once they getting cut real bad. That's a default mechanism for them. Just like women do. Because a man thinks logically, you argue with your woman and all of that kind of stuff, and you making sense to her. But since she's so proud, right? She can't admit that what you saying is actually right. So what does she do? She falls back on her default mechanism and start using shaming language against you. And that's what they do. That's why I said a while back that ISUPK is one big bitch.
Woo!
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? That's what they are. That spirit of Jezebel. You know what I'm saying? And I started to, you know, once I started to see this stuff, I started actually, a lot of my classes was targeted at the same very damn school when I was even with them. And that's another reason why they didn't like me.
Let me say this real quick. Let me say this. What this man, now I'm gonna use what ISUPK say. What this man says, F.O.P.E is not affiliated. Man, brother.
We are not affiliated. But guess what? We is all right with the brother is saying. It's all right with us.
We don't give a shit. But you know what? I find that funny, man. And thank you for that clarity, because you just proved a person, right, who's really bitch made. You know, because I never said anything to that man, you know, out the way until he started saying stuff about me. Then I went on. Of course, you may have heard about, well, who I think Israelite is, who I may not think, you know. But I could still love somebody who would show me respect, you know. But before we let you go in, right, and we won't even go in on it or anything, but then you just can answer this, and then you can move on to the rest of the part, and then we'll do a part two. Oh, you do? Okay, I'm sorry.
I want to ask questions.
Okay, go ahead.
I'm on here. We let him tell a story, but I want to ask some questions too.
Okay, go ahead.
Because I want to know why in ISUPK they teach our brothers not to salute other Israelites. I noticed that, man. Elder Qanath noticed that for some years with ISUPK brothers, and they very disrespectful. And then I saw a video of Johanna claiming that claiming everybody left the school, so they would use the scripture saying they was with us but not with us, and they left and to do their own thing. They would use these tactics to teach that to the younger people that's coming in and don't know the history about the splits, and say that other people that's not with them are not Israelites, they just niggas with fringes. They had that going around for a while. If you can elaborate on that, if you know anything about that. Okay,
let me tell you why they do that. They do that because, for one thing, they want to have a monopoly on Israel, is what they want to do. You know, and here's the thing, you know, what they want, they don't want them, because for one thing, they don't want them to become even slightly friendly with anybody that even comes close to even knowing the real history, because they know their claim is actually fraudulent. They do know that. They don't want, you know, nobody dealing with any other Israelite groups, because see, here's the thing, what that would lead back to, you know, brothers like, you know, Qanath right here and several other brothers that actually know what happened with the One West school. They don't want that. You ever notice that nobody follow Johanna into into this school? Mahaiman wasn't there, was he? Was he there, Qanath?
Not in the original school, no. Brother
Right.
Mahayim came later, and this is what I heard, and I don't know if you're aware of this, but there was some sisters on here that was a part of ISUPK, and I try to keep reaching out to these sisters, and I'm begging them, please come on the show, because they said they have a bunch of dirt and on ISUPK, and they said that the school started in General Mahayim basement, and that General Mahayim wife is the real true owner of ISUPK, because her name was on a 501c3. That's what these women was talking about, and it was a lot of stuff. Yeah, and we was trying to remember. I was trying to get him to come on the show. He said, "Please come on the show, please," because they was talking about the wickedness in there and talking about they are a bunch of liars and they're not really what they're about. It's about women, menaging the women, and it's about power over everything, and you know, exalting themselves up on high. And I was begging these girls to come on the show, please. I said, please come on the show and tell your story. So, sisters, y'all listening, because this brother he's on here pouring out his heart, telling what he went through. Please email me. I just spoke to another sister who commented 8 days ago. Please come on the show and tell y'all story, please, because we trying to save the nation from these wicked men, and the people need to hear this so they can be warned about this shit, so they don't get caught in this stuff. Well, go ahead, Doc.
You know, and I didn't even you come in with some stuff that I didn't know. I didn't know it started out of Mahayim's basement and everything. But at the same time, when you think about it, it kind of makes sense, because it was only okay. Johanna had Rakash Yar, the brother that was over the brother that's over GOCC.
Mm-hmm.
That was when his first student. Because I remember Mahayim talking about him in the classes, talking about the nigga with the big eyes and all of that stuff. You know what I'm saying? And you know, and it shows me also too. You get to get a good insight of who he actually is, because the only thing that he really had to say about the brother is how big his damn eyes are and all of that stuff. You know, and he actually was, you know, envying that brother because he was over him.
So Rakash was
the same way Johanna. Yeah, this is Mahayim. Rakash Yar
was over Mahayim.
Yes, he was over Mahayim. But then he left and started GOCC behind whatever the hell that was going on there. You know?
And then I gotta say this because my brother put up 2 pictures. And I'm gonna try to ask this question. If we deal with this logic. If we're in the 3 of us walking down the street, you know, it's obviously with somebody to say, what's them people nationality or ethnicity, you know, who are they, you know, or describe them, they're going to say, oh, that's a black man, you know, the 3 of us, right? So if it's a crowd of niggas in one room and a crowd of white people in another room, and somebody say nigga, right? And it sounded like it's a white boy calling somebody nigga, who you think going to turn around first? So if somebody say nigga as he walking down the street, do you think he'd turn around and respond and say who you talking to, or would you?
You talking about the brother that you got on the screen right now?
Yeah, if somebody say nigga, would he ever think they talking to him? Do that word fit him?
No, he wouldn't
like
think that they was talking. Yeah, he wouldn't think that they was talking to him. You know, no.
Right.
But he would know. He would damn sure know that they were talking to somebody black.
Do it sting, or do it fit us more? That's what I'm trying to say. And then you can move on to the next. Do it fit?
Yeah, it does fit us more.
Do it fit us more or him?
Yeah, definitely. It certainly fits us more, no doubt.
Okay, you go back.
You know, and here's the thing about it. I mean, even native Indians, you know, by the way that they look now, because at one time they didn't look like that.
Mm-hmm.
You know, by the way that they look now, they actually believe that they're a whole nother race and everything. The seed always stay the same. You can't change the seed. Just like you got oranges in California.
Leave that picture there.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You got oranges in California, but
you know who that guy is on the left right there?
Who is that?
It's
no, that's Qanath. Yeah, okay. I had to look at it real good and everything. Right.
And that's his brother on the right.
Yeah, well, you know, Qanath, he comes from New York. You know, he's a guy out of New York and everything. His mom is Italian.
How about
his father's
Italian? Now his mother is white Roman Italian.
Yeah.
He's a Manza. He
Well,
is.
the
Yeah,
Bible says,
you know,
we don't want to go back and forth with you. This is only for our listening audience.
Yeah,
Not
yeah,
don't have
whatever.
anything to do with you. Because the
Right.
Bible says this: what clean to
Thing can
come out of something unclean. You know, that's all I
yeah,
want. And that's a
the,
fire back at him because that dude didn't disrespect me on so many occasions. It's ridiculous. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
what? Because we don't talk
yeah.
about why you want
I
to get the
told him,
nasty white woman.
yeah, I see, you know, exactly what you're saying and everything. You know,
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
That's not a
you
question to
know, as
you
far
though.
as
That's
with
not a question to
Qanath,
you. Mm-hmm.
when I was mentioning, you know, Qanath, you know, I got, you know, some things to his credit is he didn't hop on the onslaught against me. He
Okay.
always stayed far away from that. When all of these other people, you know what I'm saying, coming in, you know what I'm saying, all this and that. And my interactions with this guy has been, you know, pretty cool. He's a real knowledgeable dude and everything, you
Okay.
know. And I remember him saying something that really stuck to me when I was a trooper.
Okay.
He looked at me, you know what he said? This is what he said to me. I don't know why the hell he said it, but it stuck with me. He said, let nobody change who you are. That's what
Well,
he
that's good.
said. Right outside Marcus Garvey Park in New York.
Mm.
That's what he said.
Maybe he was trying to tell you something on the low. Maybe there's an infidel
Right.
in
That's the
in
way that I
the
perceived that. That's what
maybe
he
an
said to
infidel.
me.
Maybe
He
that's
said,
you
don't let
never
nobody change who you
you
are.
never know. Maybe maybe like I'm up in here infiltrating, man. That's a good brother, man. Don't get caught up in this shit. Get out of here. We gotta get the word out. But yeah, you go ahead,
Yeah.
Sham, ask a couple more
Yeah.
question,
So,
yeah, and
yeah,
finish your story,
as
brother.
far as with him and everything, I just go, you know what I'm saying? I mean, you know,
What made you to say,
um,
you know what, enough is enough?
okay. And like I was saying, there's a lot of moving parts of this, but one thing that made me say that enough is enough, you know, is my divorce up here in Minnesota and how those dudes sided with her and her mother. Now I had her mother, the school, the police, um, goddamn, I mean, it was a whole lot of stuff going on, and these niggas were supposed to back me.
Now wait a minute. Now I'm gonna tell you something. We're advocate on the man's side and the woman's side. You know, so you know they're gonna say, "Oh, that nigga went on F.O.P.E," all because we don't want to deal with him because he done something to his wife. So now we
Yep.
got to talk about it. You
Well,
said it.
here, okay, right, okay. Here's the thing: it wasn't no thing of doing nothing to her. I
Right,
ain't never had to put my hands on no woman ever in my goddamn life. My
right,
mouthpiece cold. You know what I'm saying?
right, right.
The thing about it is, her mother. It was something going on, here, you know, in Minnesota. You know, let me tell you how me and her hooked up. How me and her hooked up is to start to give a feel out about how things is going. Her mother always had control over her. You know what I'm saying? And her mother didn't like the fact that she had a husband. Her mother attacked the you know, her kid's father. All of that stuff, right?
Right.
So now with me being with her, and see, here's the thing: the school didn't tell me about her mother. They didn't tell me about that.
Mm-hmm.
Her mother called me one day asking the question, how can I reunite my relationship with my daughter? And I told her, you know what, you start coming to class. You just do that. Just start coming to class. And when I seen that she didn't do that, so okay, now I know she's still on that bullshit. You know, because her daughter, who I was with, put me up on game about her mother and how she had to take restraining orders out on her, stuff like that.
Mm.
But see, here's the thing: what I've been saying for years. These women ain't married to you; they married to their family. You know,
Is any passing around going on?
passing around. What do you mean passing around like wives?
Yeah.
Brother, I done heard, or I can tell you a situation that happened in Chicago. A brother named Mapataza, not Napataza, the guy that I've been talking about. No, his name is Mapataza, out of Chicago.
Hold on, brother.
Yeah.
Hold on. God
Here,
damn. Hold on.
go ahead.
Hold on, brother. Hold
Good
on.
enough.
God damn.
Good enough.
Bro, no, man, you just doing too much right now.
Hey, hold on, we only an hour and 14 minutes in, brother. Shit, I got time. Let this shit come out.
Man, I got too many good questions, brother.
Let this shit come out.
Okay.
F.O.P.E is not
Now,
affiliated. Go ahead, brother.
now, one day, you know, the brother, did notice the brother was backing off. He was an officer of 500 out of Chicago. And I do remember him getting married to the sister that was, you know, his brother's somewhere around, you know, he's a few years younger than me. You know, I'm 48. He probably about, you know, he's about 43, somewhere 42, something like that. Right. Okay. Now he got with this sister and everything. I do remember seeing, you know how on Facebook you scroll through and it say just got married and all of that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I remember the sister's face, you know. All right. I'm cool. I'm like, cool. You know what I'm saying? You know, my partner's out, you know, you just got married and, you know, I mean, it was no big, you know, shock there or whatever. But all of a sudden, I'm getting you know, last year I get a call, you know, from Hamakabaf. You know, Officer Hamakabaf, he was my right hand man down in, you know, down there in Kentucky, right? And he's like, man, did you see, you know, Zaquan? You know, the Zaquan and that the sister that used to be married to Mapatazah, them two married now. I'm like, what? Yeah, serious. After he done jizzed her up, and then, you know, I'm just saying. And then I seen her post on her page, and it showed Captain Marquardt, the captain over the Midwest, real big fat black dude. You know what I'm saying? And Zaquan and her, and she's saying, "This is the man that hooked me up with my husband." She's giving him big ups and a shout out and everything. I'm thinking, what the, you know what I'm saying? What the hell's going on here? You know, so I'm sitting there baffled, and I'm sitting there thinking, there is no reason to take somebody's wife, and even if he left the school, to take somebody's wife and give her to another man.
Brother, I'm sitting up here thinking, you must have really felt like you was in a Twilight Zone.
Fuck yeah. Yes, man. Pardon my French, man. Yeah.
Because I'm going back from the beginning, how you came into this, and IUIC didn't fit the spirit that you wanted. You wanted the militant thing, and da-da-da. Now you go up in there, they in there talking about dicks. You know, they praising men, and, you know, they all this stuff going on. We ain't even get on the women not wearing the fringes and taking pictures with other people that don't supposed to be them. Hey, Sham, go back to the guy that wear the makeup, of the clown makeup, but before he wore the makeup, because
are you talking about the Undertaker?
yeah, but I want to make a comment on that real quick. I want to make a comment on that real quick, right? Because I want to get my brother's thoughts on this. Right? Because, and I'm only bringing this up to bring a little humor in it, so I'm only being facetious here, so we can get to something. It's so much stuff. We got to do a part 2, 3, and 4. And I'm gonna show you. You're gonna know why he laughing in a few minutes. But before we get there, leave that picture up. Now, this question right here don't have anything to do with the picture, because maybe we have to do part 2 on this question. Because this second question I'm gonna ask you: if anything happened to you, who you think did it? Because this next question I'm going to ask you, if you do know the answers, could it be dangerous for you? You know how when it rains from up above, it runs down on some coolers. That's the work of the Most High, right?
Right.
But then a lot of times, man, when we can't throw our money to the Most High, you know. So who did your money run down to the sewer to, and who else money ran down in the sewer to, and how did it get there through them channels and reach to? That's the question. If you want to answer, you can. Here go the funny question.
Okay. Go ahead.
Here go the funny question. When you look at this picture, bro, right? Look at this picture.
Right.
Now, this guy right here. He was famous. I think he was famous in a rock band or whatever, right?
Right.
Would you invite this guy to any musical thing at ISUPK to do anything for
No.
ISUPK? You would not.
No.
Now, why wouldn't you do that?
When I read off this guy, it doesn't seem like, you know, but I look at the countenance of his face and stuff like that. It just don't seem like no Israelite. You know what I'm saying? No type of, more like I see the spirit of like Ben Affleck or something. You know what I'm saying? You know, I'm just saying. You know, nah, I wouldn't initially invite him to anything. You know.
Oh, you know
You know
why
what
I
I'm
asked you
saying?
that, brother? Oh no, you know why I asked you that so we get a good laugh, and then you can go to the serious question.
Oh my God.
Sham, show the clown face, and then show the brother who he really is.
Oh my God.
Show the clown face that I want you to know who this brother really is. This is the clown face, right? That's the same brother.
Oh my
Now
God.
show him who this brother really is.
Oh my gosh. No, that's him, Qanath.
No, you don't got the one with the beard and all that. Okay, this brother was formerly an ISUPK brother with the whole beard. Yeah, with the whole beard and everything, the garment on and everything, bro.
Oh, I don't have that picture, Qanath.
We
how long ago was
exposed
this?
him. We got to find this picture. Brothers and sisters in the chat, y'all know we had done this before. It's on one of our videos. And it's in our archive of Sham. Look, it's going to take a minute.
Yeah.
But this brother is a former member of ISUPK. And the reason why I asked you that question, because people say, oh, y'all go by looks and you go by phenotype. Well, yes, we do, because you just did. But according to ISUPK, right, I think he made it to trooper and all that shit. He was teaching. He was teaching and every damn thing. And I said, no, he just got a big beard on and wearing a black biker outfit. He's not ISUPK. I said, I'm going to find it out. And we searched it out, and this is what we found. And he admitted it. He said, yes, that's me.
Yeah, he did say that. Oh my God.
Damn. You know what? Hey, look, man, those brothers, man, they don't really, their discernment, the spirit of discernment is off, man. Real talk.
Exactly.
So
you didn't get that oil put on you over there. That oil is, listen, brother, that oil was to block the knowledge. That's what that oil was for.
Damn.
You don't know if that was fish grease or what. You don't know who prayed over it. Anything.
Oh shit! Now they pull vegetable oil on a nigga motherfucking head, man. I mean, that's what they, you know what I'm saying. I mean, that's not even how anointing oil was even done according to the scriptures. You had an apothecary.
Hold on, brother.
You know what I'm saying?
Wait, they was around there pulling.
Oh my gosh.
Vegetable oil on people's head.
Yeah, man.
Come on.
Yeah, real talk. Yeah.
Now nitty gritty, right? Because I had another question, even more powerful. That might go on part 2 if we decide to do it, But I think we need to. So if you can lead up to the money draining down out your pockets, and who did it reach and how?
Okay, you mean like far as tithes and stuff like that?
Offerings, as far as selling uniforms, paying for the Passover, all this stuff, right?
Oh, okay.
Where did this money go?
Yeah, okay. I can simply break that down. All right. Like, say, for instance, I'm going to use one instance, the Midwest barbecue. Everybody, every family is charged $300 for the Midwest barbecue. The Midwest barbecue is always...
Whoa, brother. How many people in the family?
It's 300. It's supposed to be 300 per family, regardless of how big the family is.
God damn. Okay, go ahead.
Okay. Now you send that $300, and it goes to the Midwest Captain Marquardt, because they'll have a Midwest, barbecue group. They'll have the Cash App for it, all of that type of stuff. So it's sent to the Cash App and all of that, right? Or you send it to your camp leader in cash or whatever, and and he sends it, send it in Cash App, whatever the case is, right? All right. Now, here's the thing. I did the math on that. Now,
Oh shit.
there's about 70 ISUPK camps. Now, if only one, because see, it's not just subject just to one person per family. If there's 3 people inside, it's supposed to be inside the ISUPK in a family, all of them is urged to pay that $300, especially if they officers, stuff like that. All right. Now, if only one out of the 70 camps, once you multiply, you take, that 70 and multiply it by 300, you're gonna wind up with $21,000.
Mm.
Okay, so now you take $21,000. The Midwest barbecue, they get all the meat and all of that stuff, because I know this stuff well, because they always wanted meat on the damn grill. I was in charge of the grill.
You was a good slave, weren't you, brother?
Well, I did what I thought I was doing for my nation. You know what I'm saying?
Right. I'm just
I
being
did what I thought I was doing for my nation. Because I figured that, the end, what they say, the end justify the means, or something like that, right? Okay, so now they'll get, because what they also do it too is they rent a VIP section in a club for that same weekend. Yeah.
In a club, not like a little a hotel ballroom, or somewhere in the convention center.
No, a club.
Not like at a rec center, or something.
Club with the booty cheeks out.
Oh, come on,
with the women's booty cheeks out club. That
So
type.
They ran out a spot in
a club.
A gentleman's club.
Not a strip club, but regular clubs are close to a damn strip club. Right, it don't be a strip club.
Pretty much like a lounge club, like a lounge.
Yeah, music, bar, broads.
A lounge.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, all of that. Yeah. I guess a lounge, what you call a lounge or whatever. Like say for instance, went to Club Royale the last time. That went out with them during the time of it's called the Fire Weekend.
Fire. Interesting words.
Yeah, really. It's called the Fire Weekend. And they get a VIP section at some club, reservation, all of that stuff, VIP section. And then, from there, and here's the funny thing about it, because that money doesn't include the lodging and stuff like that, because people still go there and still get their own hotels and Airbnbs and all of that kind of stuff. So you go there, you spending money on top of it.
If you look at the 21,000, right? Just if one person gave 300. So this money at each camp is collected by who? From each camp?
It's collected by the captain of the Midwest, Captain Marquardt.
So each camp organization, that leader would collect the money, and then they will all give it to that camp leader from the Midwest.
No, they can send it themselves. They got Cash App and everything. They can just shoot it straight up. You know what I'm saying? To the Midwest barbecue.
Oh, okay. Just follow me.
Right.
Cash App or not. I'm talking about, say you got the camp of wherever you from, right? And you the head of that camp.
Right.
Do them individuals give the money to you, and then you pass it to the organization, or they take they can Cash App it straight there?
No, they never did that with me. They can just shoot it, because I don't want the stress of having to deal with all of that. They can just shoot it straight, straight up. They ain't never sent, nothing to me. They can just shoot it straight up,
So that's what a lot of them do. They shoot it straight up.
Right.
Oh, okay. So trust in that there. So now it's being shot straight up.
Right.
Whose name is on the Cash App?
It'll be, something like $ ISUPK Chicago or Midwest Fire Weekend, because they got other Cash Apps too. It'd be like $ Fire Weekend. Something like that.
Well, let me say this. Because there's nothing wrong with people collecting money, all getting together for a so-called barbecue, or what I only want to say that to pick what. There's nothing wrong. We all put money together, going on a trip, right? I get it, right? But it's something that's Shar went on the other night, that's more treacherous on how we see things when it comes to cultic activity. Not saying ISBK is a cult, but it seems like it when you said the same thing as the old One West and so on and so forth. So when this money trickled
brother.
down, and there's no like they would do in the
There is
government,
no trickle
right?
down, brother.
Exactly, no trickle
Brother,
down
there is
effect
no
or
trickle down.
a
It
budget,
goes all the way up.
or
There it
how much
goes
was
up. That's where it stays.
right. But do
You know what
they
I'm saying?
actually
And then
have an
they
accountant?
are a cult.
Do they actually
They
have an
call
accountant?
themselves a cult.
Do they actually have an accountant who account for everything? They tell the masses what was
They have
collected.
people that do. Yeah, they have people that do all of that. Yeah, no doubt. But see, here's the thing: what happens with the money? You know, they sit there, and the captain of Midwest gets a portion. You know what I'm saying? And the generals and everything divide that stuff, divided up among the higher ranking dudes. You know what I'm saying?
But
And they
here's the thing. That's why. Hold on, Shar. Go ahead.
Listen. Remember the guys that called from Atlanta said the same thing. They said the captains get a portion, and then they divide the rest up to the generals. Remember? That's what he said on the phone call. He said the officers, the troopers, and everybody else don't get nothing.
But here's the part, right?
And that's true.
I understand that. The part is this.
Witnesses.
What the part is this. When you have when you have an accountant, right? An accountant writes down everything, right? So then that accountant, right? Everybody would know where this money being allocated. So
Brother, they're not sharp on things like that. Let me, for one thing, those brothers is good with cooking the books. They're not keeping that because see, here's the thing. Because, you know, if you like, say, for instance, you donated all of this money and stuff like that, you know, then you want the records of that. They can't produce it for you. They ain't going to produce it for you. They're not going to give you dates, times, and other or whatever it is that you done gave to them. They just gobble it and eat it up.
Well, you know the question everybody's going to ask you. How much was trickled up or down to you because you was a captain?
No, I was an officer of 5,000.
Oh, officer 5,000. Okay.
Right. I was right under a captain. No, nothing was ever trickled back down to me. Never.
I believe
not one red cent. The only thing I could do, you know, here's the thing. They call, you know, all the officers and everything from a 50 on up, a priest and a prophet and all of that. But here's the thing, you know, all priests are supposed to collect tithes, right? You know what I'm saying? As far as what they going on that, right? So that means even the officer of 50 is supposed to get a tithe. No, we paying it. We paying it. We're not getting any tithes. We're not getting a damn thing trickled back down to us because that would be taken out of their pocket.
Well, can I read the scripture?
Go ahead.
Speaking about the tithes and speaking about money and who's supposed to get it. And this is even in captivity. This is who should get money. This is Baruch chapter 1 and verse 6. This is what the scripture says. And do y'all, when y'all tithe, right? Do y'all have a certain amount of money y'all have to send?
You know, the tithe is supposed to be 10% of whatever it is, your earnings and all of that. That's what it's.
But that's not scriptural, and that's the thing. But we're gonna read what the scripture says when it comes to giving money, not even a tithe, just money, period. And who was the money supposed to be given to? And it wasn't supposed to be given to everybody. But this is according to the scriptures. Baruch chapter 1 verse 6. They also made a collection of money according to every man's power. So you supposed to make a collection of money when it's time to give it to whoever it's supposed to go to, according to every man's power, not according to 10% of what you make. This is scripture, not seduction and seduction of dudes not wanting to work and take care of their house and draining other people of their wealth. That's why a lot of the other brothers that was in the comfy camp, Qanath, they were saying they was ripping them off, taking 10% of their checks for tithes and another 10% for high holy day feeds.
Right.
And a lot of them
where else do that? The Christian church does that also.
Yep.
So it says,
you know, they do the same thing.
In verse 6,
they paying double and triple tithes.
They made also a collection of money according to every man's power. Verse 7, and they sent it to Jerusalem unto Joachim, the high priest, and the son of Salasa, the son of Salam, and the priests and all the people that were found with him at Jerusalem. That's who the money go to, the high priest. And for the other priests that's in Jerusalem, none of them niggas are in Jerusalem. Nobody's in the Holy Land right now, and nobody on this planet Earth is a high priest. There's only one high priest that got the right to be a high priest. That wears the ephod and the crown with the Messiah, with the Most High name on it, is the King of Kings, Lords of Lords. No man has that title, and nobody's sitting in nobody's seat. So, truthfully, we ain't got to give nobody a motherfucking penny, because no man is worthy to be a high priest. And right now, no man can be a high priest, because at the end of the day, none of these niggas is without a blemish. And they don't
that's in Leviticus. So they can't be short. They can't have no blemish in the eye.
Johanna, it's not even according to Leviticus 21, he don't fit the stature, because he's not a stature man. He's tiny. He don't fit the bill. So that cuts him right there. That cut him right there to be next in line to be a priest. But go ahead.
And also, too, here's the thing. Also, with that, let's say even if there was a high priest, right? The high priest, once the tithe of the tithe go up to him, the mind of the high priest is to think, who needs this? And he's supposed to look down. He's supposed to look down upon the poor.
Delegate.
Yep. Yeah, exactly. Because see, here's the thing. Here's the thing. Okay, this is the difference between a tithe and a pyramid scheme, which that's what they got going on, is a pyramid scheme. As far as with a pyramid scheme, everything only goes up. A little bit comes down, but it don't reach the mid and the bottom. All right. Now with the tithe is supposed to go up. When it go up all the way to the top, then distribution is supposed to be made go all the way back down. Is when you go, like when you go into, I think it Acts the fourth chapter. You know what I'm saying?
It's like when distribution is supposed to go out and help the people that need the help.
Yes, exactly. So to make sure that the whole nation is strong, that's the reason why, like under King Solomon and people like that, even the poorest people had vineyards. Rich niggas ain't got vineyards now. So even the poor people back then had vineyards with big old huge grapes and all type of stuff like that. The poor even had that when the tithe is actually done right. You know what I'm saying? And here's another thing, which I'm gonna start dropping things concerning the tithe and everything too. And hey, it's gonna rattle some people. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna rattle. Because like what Shar Sham was saying, we're not supposed to be paying tithes right now, and it's true.
Yep.
I made $100,000 this year. I ain't giving niggas shit. Fuck I look like.
Right.
My money in my pocket. These niggas ain't nobody talking about I gotta give them 10%.
So let me ask this right here, right? I would. Let me ask this right here, because I ain't gonna be able too much longer myself, Shar Sham, my dear brother. What is it in this interview, and then also we doing part 2, that you think that's the people, brothers and sisters, and even the leaders, if they can change, why you think this is important for them to know this information that you bringing out?
Okay, for one thing, as far as with the leaders and everything, with certain leaders, they pretty much, it seems like a lot of them is really stuck in their own groove. They stuck in their groove. But as far as with people that will, certain people that's kind of like, have been to their councils and see how the councils and everything roll and stuff like that, and they can see how they don't line up with the protocols that they supposed to have and what the scriptures say, and they see that they're respecters of persons, all of that kind of stuff. They can go, when they get drug into a council, they will at least come in knowing this knowledge right here. At least come in knowing that. At least coming in knowing, look, man, these dudes are really not who they claim to be. And other people will just be a total deterrent. They'll be like, look, man, I'm not going to deal. Because if I knew back then what I know now, I would have never joined them dudes.
Well, I would have never joined them. We ran into a lot of brothers like that, man. A lot of brothers like that, And I want to thank you for watching our program and some of the stuff that you seen. And obviously, I ain't gonna say help you made a decision, but it gave you some insight. That's, like you said, some things that you didn't know. And You know, you just went forward from there. You know,
Right, man.
to me,
If I
to me,
could, man,
man,
there's a
it's
lot of
really
things that I
sad,
really,
brother. It's really sad.
it really is. And there's a lot of things because you know, as far as the history and everything that I don't know that I would really like to learn from y'all. You know, as far as the history of the old One West School, things like that, what went down, I know bits and pieces, you know, and some of the stuff that y'all said when I watched that one video kind of blew my mind a bit. You know, like the whole thing with, you know, how they was conspiring against my Shah. And I can, you know, and I
We
could
know
couple that
we know
type of
all them
thing,
stories that
you
was
know.
told down to us by elders live and on the phone and in person. Even with doctrine, brother, stuff that we say, hold on, man, you know, and they respect us enough. Some of them did to hear us offline and agree. So, and some things we was like, oh, you know what, you're right. You know, like I said, we're not right about everything. However, man, you become respected in any community when you just tell the truth. We
Yeah,
just
that's
tell the
true.
truth, man,
Right.
and have the courage to admit, you know what, I was wrong about that. You know, and that's the thing about what to me what ISUPK is. I never hear them brothers say they wrong and that they or ever apologize.
No, they never do. They don't never apologize. But let me tell you one thing that they'll do. I'm just saying, man, they do have a strong feminist spirit on them because they have been known to apologize to women. They apologize to their wives, you know. And the men
Wow.
is actually the oil that make this thing. The men is actually what make that machine run.
Yep.
It's not the woman that's laying in their bed. And when they
Right.
say things like the sisterhood is just as important as the brotherhood, well, come on, man, that's not true. She meant to actually be your helpmeet. That's you know what that's like saying.
Well,
That's like
this
saying the
this the
secretary is
question
just
I
as
wanted to ask you. This is the question I want to ask you. And we're gonna have to talk subliminally a little bit because I don't want them to take down our page because you know they got catchwords.
okay,
Um,
right.
you'll know what I'm talking about when I say it, and the audience will too. You know, at one time they wanted us, the so-called powers that be, want some people to take some cotton candy, right? So they stomach won't hurt as bad, right? And your
Mm.
leader said,
Take it.
"Take it," and the scripture said, "Never trust thy enemy." How you feel about that?
Once again, he's not my leader.
Oh, you know what? My
You
bad.
know.
My bad. I'm sorry, brother. I'm not trying to be facetious or anyway, man. It just rolled
Right,
off
right.
like that, man.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. Me myself, I never took that. I was on, you know, what I did when all of that was going on, I took garlic powder.
Yeah, me
And
too.
here's the funny thing about it. I took garlic powder and I took garlic powder every day. And I took you know, the wife, you know, that I had, made sure she took it and made sure she made her children take it. You know, a little, you know, just dab of garlic powder in your hand every day. You know what I'm saying? Or however you want to take it, you know, is do that every day. But the majority, you know, take it on an empty stomach just so it can hit your bloodstream faster. We were the only people up here out of as far as the ISUPK camp that's up here in Minnesota. We was the only
Mhm.
ones that did not catch that shit. Everybody else did.
So let me ask you this: how did the brotherhood feel about him telling everybody they should go go eat some cotton candy? How did the other brothers feel about
They
that?
they didn't have no feeling about it. They thinking if the general said it, then we got to do it.
Let's
And
play
they
that
went
clip,
and did
Sham.
it, and all of them niggas ended up with COVID. I'm just keeping it all the way a buck.
Wait a minute, brother. Damn. They went and ate some cotton candy and they stomach
Brother,
started hurting, brother.
let me tell you what happened, brother. Let me tell you what happened.
Oh my God.
Passover 2021 was in Houston, Texas. And during the time of Passover, they had you know, and the vast majority of people caught either Greyhound or they flew. Caught a Greyhound or they flew, and some people drove, right?
Mhm.
All right. Officer Makobov, he did not catch it either because Officer Makobov drove And he went to stopped in Louisiana and all of that. He drove from Louisville, Kentucky. When he got his wife in Indianapolis and drove down to, he didn't catch it either. But majority of the people that flew and caught buses caught COVID.
No, don't say COVID. Let's say the runs. Let's say the runs because I don't want to keep.
My bad.
Let's just say they took the cotton candy and caught the runs. Right.
Oh, okay. So, okay. Yeah. Okay. Okay.
So Johanna, let's watch a little clip of Johanna telling the members of UPK.
We wanted you to ask you about this, what he was teaching too as their leader. So we'll let this play real quick. I got a couple other videos, some short videos I want you to take a look at as well.
Yeah.
And that's our brother channel. Y'all subscribe. Our brother channel.
Anal sex with his wife? Okay, well listen. Let me tell you something. A lot of people gonna be mad at me about this, but I'm going to tell you like it is. The answer is yes. This is the hard part of being a priest of the Most High. The answer is yes.
Hold on, stop right there, Sham. Before he tell us why, he said this is the hard part of saying a man could screw a woman in his ass and being a priest.
Yeah. Damn.
It's hard being the priest saying go screw your woman in the ass with just biologically, right? Dealing with the natural use of the body. But go ahead, let it play, man. This is just this is the Twilight Zone.
Everybody in Romans, the 5th chapter, the 13th book, the 13th verse. The question is, for anybody that's asking, the question that he asked was, can a brother have anal sex with his wife? Can he have anal sex with his wife? And the answer, I'm going to break some of y'all hearts. The answer is...
Hold on, stop. Wind it back. Because he used the word, he's going to break somebody.
He's going to break some
Y'all got to listen very carefully, man. This man, he talking about anal sex. He talking about, I'm going to break you. Like, what? Y'all better listen what's going on here, man. Y'all better listen. He gonna say the man, can you have anal sex? He say, y'all ain't gonna like this. I'm gonna break you. Now watch what he says here very carefully. He's gonna use the Bible to justify.
I'm gonna break some of y'all hearts. The answer is yes.
Yeah.
Sex all night long. Let me tell you something. The answer is yes. And the reason why, everybody in Romans 5, read this for me and I'm going to explain to you. Listen, I know Hebrew Israelites going to disagree with me on this. Hebrew Israelites going to email me from now till Passover. Cursing me out there. How dare you how to say this on the air? But I'm going to tell you it according to the Bible. If a brother want to have sex in his woman's butt, that's up to him.
This nigga is off as hell, boy. I tell you, this nigga is crazy.
Hey, pause that, Sham, and then we'll let the brother go ahead and speak, man.
We did this class. Anal sex is sodomy. It don't matter if you do it with a woman or a man. It's an act of sodomy. There's no way you can get around it. A man rectum is no different from a woman rectum. Because remember, Qanath, when I went on to the Atlanta show and I asked the brother, I said, listen, how is it not sodomy if a man do it to a woman, but if a woman stick an object in a man's ass and put a strap on, you're going to say that woman sodomized that man. Make it make sense when an anal, this is why I like working in medical like I do. There's no difference from a man rectum and a woman rectum. They both have the same function and do the same thing.
Hey, Sham, what it is that's not anal sex, man. That's lust. Okay. That's let's move past this because I'm getting this like, oh man, it's just
Well, we'll let the brother
these
respond.
guys, man. Yeah, let the brother go ahead and speak on this. This is right. This I just organization, man. I just can't believe it's organization. This is going on, man. But go ahead, brother.
Okay, this is one thing that I learned, about the ISUPK is the fact that they bow down to the things that they woman wants. A lot of women want to be piped in the butt because that's what she was doing when she was out there in the world, right?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? She already done had her booty blown out by, her baby daddies, all of that type of stuff. I mean, you know what I'm saying? I mean, some of these bro, you fit a fist in their ass.
Yep.
I mean, I'm just saying, and here's the thing. If she wanted in the behind and everything, you already know that that's what she was already on. So when they come with this, here's the thing. When they push this born again virgin thing, that's the thing that gets me.
I never heard
y'all heard that, right? Y'all ain't never heard that?
No.
No, that's what they say. A born again virgin.
You can explain
just because she got a Hebrew name, just because she did her 90 days, got a Hebrew name. She's a born again virgin. There ain't no such thing as that.
Brother.
Yeah.
These niggas got all types of doctrines. I ain't never heard of that one. God damn.
Yeah, that's what they say. She's a born again virgin and a daughter of Commanding General Yahanna.
Hold on. And the daughter of who?
Of Commanding General Yahanna.
Now stop this. Do you know what he mean by that, right?
This is a cult practice.
Do you know what he mean by that? By her being born again, and he's the father?
Yeah.
Brother.
I know.
They basically saying he's the Messiah or God. You're born again and he's your father.
Yeah.
And they also saying that they can fuck your wife.
It's pretty
whoa. They saying they can do what?
No, they ain't saying that like straight out. No. I mean, that's kind of spiritually what that's saying.
Catholic church worship. That's what it sounds like.
Okay, let me give you an example, so you can get what I'm saying. All right, remember that brother Officer Hamakoboff that I was telling you about? That was my right hand man in Kentucky. Okay, he was courting this sister out of Ohio. Where you got that one guy I was telling you about. There's a captain now. He was courting this sister out. She was a 47-year-old sister. She was nice looking and everything. But she had like 6 kids. Damn. All right. Now,
a woman with 6 kids?
No, he didn't jump into that. No. The thing about it is, they got to talking on Facebook and stuff like that. Yeah, she was a nice looking woman. She seemed like she was, she was a petite built woman and everything, ladylike, sit with her legs crossed, all of that kind of thing.
That's good.
So now he had been dealing with this girl for a while, been talking to her and everything, kind of filling her out, So now her camp leader, which was the dude Napatazai, and his camp leader, which was me. We all on the phone together to, officialize them starting to court and to where they can actually contact one another and everything and talk, right? Mm-hmm. Okay. Her camp leader, which is the guy over Ohio, he said, now, this is a daughter of Commander General Yahanna. At this time, Officer Makaba was an officer of 1,000 and been in their school a few years and did mighty works and things like that. And this bitch never do nothing. Except for report once a week, maybe. And then get her Hebrew name. And he's like, well, the camp leader there, he's like, he's sitting there telling him, now, this is a daughter of Commander General Yahanna. And that's when I had to cut in on his behalf and be like, wait a minute, hold on. Because if she a daughter of Yahanna, then what the hell is he? This is an accomplished man inside this school. This is a man that's done many works. She should be happy to have him. Right. The way that I see, I'm like, I didn't let him play that. No, this is a daughter of Commander General Yahanna. But at the same time, he's not a son. You see what I'm saying? He's not a son of Yahanna. When he done all of this stuff, and he, you know what I'm saying, done all of these services, teaching class faithfully every week, all of this stuff. What this bitch do? She ain't did a goddamn thing. Heifer don't pay. She ain't paid none of nothing, because, you know, here's the thing too. If she was feeling him like that, she was supposed, you know, if he asked her for $20 goddamn or some shit, she's supposed to, you know what I'm saying, go ahead and kick that up. She never gave that brother $1 goddamn, never tried to help him with anything, because, I mean, hell, the brother was financially strapped like a lot of us were, you know, and the woman's supposed to be your goddamn help me. She ain't helped this man with nothing. And then she sat back, and then here's the funny thing about it, because I seen the spirit on her when I met her face to face, because she came down to Indianapolis during the time of the expo. And here's the thing, this woman was sat there looking cute and all of that, and I'm over as far as the whole food aspect of everything, you know, and keeping all of that type of stuff together, because all of these dudes is coming from, you know, all these people is coming from all of these different states to Indianapolis, you know, for this expo event and everything, right? And they all come into the barracks, and that's where I was holding all the cooking stuff is at the barracks, you know. So she's sitting there with her legs crossed, and, you know, and I'm like, come up to the sister, I'm like, hey, how you doing, sister? She was the only girl, the only female that was there at the time, you know. And I'm like, and she told me her name, such and such, and I seen, you know, the captain's, the Kapash's wife, you know, cooking and slaving in the stove, and she and her sweating and everything. And so I went to the sister. I'm like, look, sister, you bid it for in the kitchen. You know, she caught her attitude.
So what
you know, she didn't do it right then.
What you go tell the brother?
So what did I tell the brother?
No, you went and told the sister what again?
No, I told the sister that she's bidded for in the kitchen. That she needs to help that other sister. You know, that's in the kitchen by herself, with all of this stuff that we got going on. She's sitting there putting herself on the market, you know what I'm saying? Trying to look cute and fly and all of that. You know, so I'm like, sister, you bid it for in the kitchen. You probably pretty much saying you need to go help that sister out. Everybody's doing something, you know. She goes over there and she helps her for about 5 or 10 minutes and tells her, yeah, he tried to holler at me. You know, all of that kind of stupid stuff. And next thing you know, she ends up getting in her car and going back to Ohio, because how dare he try to putting me to work. You know what I'm saying? And I told Officer Michael, brother, you dodged a goddamn bullet, brother. You dodged a bullet.
That lady said, I done went down here, these niggas trying to put me in the kitchen. She got the hell up.
Yeah. She hopped in. Now think about it. Now, how would a marriage with her had went for him? You see what I'm saying?
Man, you can't make this up, bro, Sam.
You know, so is now, you know, the camp leader of Ohio, because he a damn simp, you know, but, you know, of course, now he felt some kind of way against me behind all of that. See, a lot of this stuff is accumulative actions and everything. I don't never promote no brother being no simp up under no woman. I don't do that. I never do that.
Know, hey, brother, any of them 7, right? Do you know any of they? You ain't got to mention on the air. Do you know any of their real names?
As far as with the, you know, I do know Yahanna's real name.
A lot of people say they know.
They said it's John Lightborn or something like that.
Right. Yeah,
that's it.
Yeah, but you ain't got to mention nobody else's name. But I mean, do a lot of these brothers, do they know the people who they call their leaders? Do they know they real so-called slave name, whatever? Do they know that?
The generals know how to play the game. They know how to be around just enough, and then know how to be standoffish just enough. You know what I'm saying? They've been in the game a long time. You know, so they know how to play the game and everything. You know, they know how to, you know, it's just like you dealing with, you know, because they look at themselves kind of like stars. You know what I'm saying? You know, they make a presence and everything, but as far as with you getting inside the inner, circle of what they do and how they are, because they do understand once people get real familiar with you, they start to hate you. And see, that was my part of my problem, because I didn't know to do that.
Mm.
And that's one of the reasons why those dudes started hating me the way that they did, because too much familiarity sometimes breeds hatred. And
Hey,
the
brother,
generals, they understand that well. They know how to play the game.
brother, when they say officer 5, officer 10, are they saying you are over 10 officers, over 5 officers, so on and so forth?
What they're saying is, in the kingdom, that you will be over that many people. Like, say, for instance, an officer of 50, and they say when Christ come back in the kingdom that you'll be over 50 men if you stay at that rank.
So a lot of guys,
500.
their goal is to rule over their brethren in the coming of Christ.
And that's pretty much what it is.
So they saying they didn't win over Christ's head, right? When Christ come back, these are the guys that Christ have to nominate, because they said it. When Christ come back, you gonna be in charge of 5,000, not because what Yahawashi, Yeshua, or Christ said, because what they said.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
So they made you an officer of 500. So when Christ come back, they put you in charge. They say Christ gonna make you.
They saying
they made me officer of 5,000. That's what I topped out in.
You know where Yahawashi say he's gonna come back and give every man his reward because of his works. Basically, they telling you what your reward gonna be before you even get it.
Exactly, man. What the hell is going on here?
What they doing?
Yeah,
that's crazy, man.
And here's the funny thing about it, because as far as with that whole 144,000 doctrine and shit like that, they trying to say that the 144,000 is supposed to come from the ISUPK when the ISUPK ain't even got 1,000 right now.
We've been saying that for years. I said,
they don't mean that.
They got mad at me when I said that. I said, nigga, y'all ain't even got 144,000 people in your school. And nigga, we close to World War III already. What the fuck are you talking about?
Brother, that's why they don't. And see that.
Go ahead.
I was going to say that 144,000 is supposed to be men. 12,000 of each tribe. They don't have.
But let me and you know what, you're right about that, and we ain't got to discuss the doctrine, but one of our brothers broke this down and enlightened us, and I will encourage you to listen to it. The 144,000 ain't nobody on this earth.
Nope.
Okay. Those were young men who never met a woman before, right? It goes and those are the men that I think the kingdom of Egypt, when they was trying to find Christ, they killed 144,000 babies.
144,000 babies, 12,000 out of each tribe.
Yes. So
Rachel weeping for her children, and they all was virgin boys that never knew a woman, never knew philosophy, never knew anything.
It don't have anything to do with nobody here. 144,000. Those are the pure ones.
12,000 children out of each tribe was killed.
And we broke that down, man.
Only tribe that wasn't killed there was Dan, because Dan wasn't around during that time. Dan already had migrated out, went to
those are the ones that never saw a woman, virgins and all that. These niggas ain't no virgin. Somebody, I'm gonna be 144,000.
They ain't a virgin, and
this don't have anything. And we broke this down. And I know you listeners like, you know what, this kind of make more sense, because when you look at it, a lot of times, man, I'm gonna tell you what we did, my dear brother. Is that I told my brother Sham here, right? I said, man, and we always encourage each other to read, and we have
chop pushers at one point. We did it for 8.5 years on the streets.
Yeah. So what I told him, I said, look, we're gonna go back and we're gonna look at what they taught us. We're gonna pray to the Most High and study on our own. We're gonna do research. We went in every aspect that we possibly could, and then not only that, we went around and found other people, right, who are very deep, and we all came together. Like the Most High said, gather together. And it was like, wait a minute. This don't mean, wait a minute. And then when you ask them the questions on it, they don't step up to the plate. If you notice, brother, they use certain people who they know who have good intellect, who are good speakers, who can stand up against the mass that may come against them. Like a Tazariak, they'll use him, or they'll use some other brothers at one time.
That's the way they use me also.
and they use you like that. Your hunter don't go out there and try to debate nobody. You know, he would go on Silent Letter show, and I don't have nothing against him. I really don't, your hunter. You know, I don't. But he's not even allowed for people to really ask him some tough questions. They select it. You know.
Yeah, they're
So
very selective. Yeah,
right. So
yeah.
when you
Because
look
see,
at the
here's the thing.
144,000, all that, man. So I'm just trying to figure out like what is going on in these men. What made you snap out of it? And because you can see this a snapshot, you know, it really is, man. What made you snap out of it, brother?
Yeah, but I was saying it was a cumulative situation, brother, because I had to sit there and recall all of this stuff that happened, you know, from, you know, and see, here's the thing. What's the saying? How was the saying go? Past behavior predicts future behavior. Right? You know, is a predictor of future behavior. And I started to really see that, look, my future is certainly not going to be bright in this. These dudes keep me connected with them and find a way to destroy me. That's be about it.
I have
You
seen
know,
brothers go in that organization and many other organizations looking young and come out looking not even out, but look beat down now, bro. Beat down.
right,
And unfortunately, when you enter into certain groups like that, they get strong men, but the men want to be around other men who are just as strong, but then they get manipulated. You know, I know brothers
right.
like that. Man. They get manipulated
Because see,
and end up feeling trapped because you said trapped, and
right,
that's if you want to go into that a little bit because you say you're not trapped anymore because it's like joining you're in a school trying to join a sorority, right? And you finally get a
right,
chance to trying to get initiated just to be in with them, right? And
right.
now you're scared they're gonna put you out because you ain't gonna be a part of something.
Right.
At that point, I
It's like
wasn't even
making a
scared what
football
they was
team. You done
going.
made bros on that football team and everything. Now they cut you. You hurt.
Right.
So how'd you get out, bro?
You know,
Because you felt
okay.
trapped.
How I got
Yeah.
how I got out was I had to take some planning. You know, I had to take some planning. Okay, remember that, what I was mentioning as far as with that broad and all of that, the stuff that was going down. I mean, you know, and I seen how they were trying to salvage her. They had meetings and everything behind my back because we're supposed to have a council. They counseled with her mother, all of that stuff behind my back. So now how does the saying go? If you ain't invited to the dinner, it's because you the food.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? If you ain't invited to the table, that's because it's for dinner. So I noticed that, you know, certain things like, you know, because the camp leader, you know, he was what he was actually doing is, you know, he was actually trying to help, trying to set me up. We was leaving from where we was teaching the classes and stuff at, and all of a sudden, because it was me and it was another brother, you know, an older brother that's like in his 60s and everything. You know, he's like, yeah, I'm gonna take y'all, home and everything, such and such. I'm like, okay, no problem. So I ain't got to catch a lift. All right, no sweat. So when it's time for us to go, I hop in the car with the brother and everything. And the guy, you know, the older dude, he was a trooper. He had left out already. Now this brother catch the train home all the time. You know, and this is in the midst of the problems with me and old girl when our stuff was coming to a close. So now what's going on is all of a sudden he's trying to ride around and look for this brother. He riding all downtown and all of that stuff. And I noticed something was wrong with this. I'm like, I'm sitting there thinking, that this dude is probably already on the train. Why are you? I'm sitting over, and we ended up in some bar, right? And what he's trying to do is trying to pluck things from me so that he could go back and tell Marquardt and Mahaiman and all of them, and them, Marquardt, Mahaiman, and the ex-wife that I had and her mother can all sit around and concoct something against me for the council. So they'll already be prepared. They didn't even know that this heifer was doing this, all because she was wanting to try to leave the school anyway. And she didn't want to be married no more. And here's the thing. She threatened them. She threatened them before me and her got together. It's pretty much saying if she didn't get, me and her didn't work out, then she was going to leave the school. And see, here's the thing. This is where the weakness of women, the weakness that they have for women come into play at. No, sister. No, don't do that, sister. We'll make sure we'll get you a husband, sister. Here's the thing. The Lord don't prepare no man for no woman. The Lord prepared a woman for the man. Genesis. So when you operate like that, yeah, things are going to go wrong. It's going to have an effect down the line. It's going to have an effect. Because now, here's the thing. Women only see two things in men. They see highs and lows. They don't see a damn thing in between. And if you coming at her this way, that shows a low with you. If you coming at her like that, sister, we'll do, because her mother was able to say, well, I just thought, because she had a serious problem with me. I stayed away from that woman on purpose because I'm 48 years old, man. This woman was like my mother-in-law. She only a year older than me. And I was 47 at the time. And she's 48 years old. Look, man, I know I'm 48. I've been dealing with women a long damn time, and I could get immediate read a lot of times on a woman, and I got immediate read on her, and that's why I stayed the hell away from that woman. I know which when I see one.
So that's how
but
you
instead,
when they ruled against you, that's when you just said, you know what, I'm just gonna go ahead and get up out of here, man, because all the stuff you stole and that was just like the
yeah, that's how it started.
Whatever the top, yeah.
That's how it started. But I still didn't want to leave the school at that time. I had to leave her, you know what I'm saying? Because I'm here in Minnesota. I didn't have no family, no nothing, I'd moved from Indianapolis. I was given an order to go from Indianapolis to up here to Minnesota to be with her. So I was given an order to do that.
You was vulnerable, brother, and you was vulnerable, and you just want to be with a family of brothers and sisters, So this is my last question, right? For part one, if y'all want to do a part two, this is my last question because
I got a couple more videos at this too. Just
okay.
In the video,
and I just listen in, but I'm gonna ask this question. I pretty much know the answer, and it's more so for our people edification. Any organization, like I said earlier, right? And they had people who pay their dues or whatever, right? They all have a treasurer or something, right? And then they will allocate how that money is going to be spent down to go toward the people in that organization, that foundation or whatever, right? I mean, the organization. Right. So, and when you do that, just like the government will tell you they got a budget and they'll tell you how much is in the kitty, right? Because of the taxes, like what they made, what the city may have made. And then they're going to allocate it out to other people. Do UPK let everybody know, or can they check on themselves what's in the kitty and what comes in monthly or weekly? And do they know how it will be put out for everybody that's in that organization? And you got to start with the first question. Do they even know what's in the kitty? Or is there a kitty?
Okay, here's the thing. A lot of times, there'll be a kitty, but you ain't allowed to know what's in it. Okay, let me tell you your answer that's going to sum everything up. General Mahayman said that somebody asked him, what do they do with the money? Let me tell you what he said. Whatever the F we want.
Yeah, I heard him say that.
So that answers the whole kitty question right there. Whatever the F we want. We're pretty much saying it's ours.
After hearing that, this is my advice to you and everybody else. Because now after hearing that, because I do remember that now, you refresh my memory. After hearing that, the ones that know that he said that and you still continue to get your money, that's on you. I ain't gonna speak on that anymore. That's because that's what they want to do. He didn't lie to him, so he told him, hey, whatever we want to do with it, that's it. That's just rule number.
Wait till I do a breakdown on King, the King Saul. and compare him to them. You see, that's what another one that I want to come out with, right? You know what I'm saying? That I want another one of my lies that I want to go ahead and break down. Yeah, I try to stay away from pretty much like teaching too much or making my lies, run long and everything, because I know how people's attention span is. People's, because I used to do 2-hour classes with the ISUPK. I don't want to do no 2-hour classes anymore. I want to break them down, chop them down and everything so I can keep people's attention so they can see what I'm saying. But I'm going to do one on that. I'm going to do the comparison because see, here's the thing. They didn't choose. They choose King Saul over the Most High.
Hey,
King Saul.
I'm gonna come back on, Sham. I gotta do something real quick.
Okay. I want to ask you a few more questions. Do you
okay.
For us in the school, we heard from some brothers that said that one of the general's daughter supposed to had passed away from a drug overdose, and they didn't want it getting out because they didn't want nobody to know about it, so that the general would look bad. Did you hear anything like that in the school?
I just, matter of fact, yesterday after we was, when y'all aired my video and everything, a brother was on the comment section and asked me if I knew anything. He didn't say a drug overdose. I didn't know what it was. He asked if I heard about the general's daughter.
Yeah,
I didn't hear anything. I didn't even know what that,
Yeah, that's what it was. One of the general daughters supposed to have passed away from a drug overdose, and they didn't want it to get out to the public that one of their daughters passed from a drug overdose because they didn't want them to make them look bad, like they couldn't control their house or their daughter was using drugs. That was
they can't control. They don't control their house, because if they control their house, then old girl would have never took a picture with that 6-toe.
Right.
Remember that? If they had so much control over their house like that, and then did you see the caption on that whole thing?
Yeah, General Mahayim wife. I'm not going to show the man wife, but his General Mahayim wife took a picture with I believe it's Ryan Kelsey, the one that played for the Philadelphia Eagles, Travis Kelsey brother that played for Kansas City. She got a picture.
Okay, now the brother
Edomite something. It says
he pipes down black women. Did you know that? The brother pipes down black women.
Right. Yeah,
so now here's the thing. Now she put on there. Here's the thing. She put football. And then put one of my guilty pleasures, but she put hashtag Kels, not hashtag Eagles.
Right. So when she say Kels, she like him or attracted to him.
There we go. Right. There we go. When women become fan of any man, they attracted to them.
Exactly.
The women that go to them Chris Brown concerts and all of that, you don't think they want to pipe that dude down? They want that dude to pipe them down? Yes, they do. That's how women think,
And, this is also something that's been around in the nation of Israel for years that a lot of brothers know. I don't know if y'all know or brothers know, and I'm not even gonna say it's a rumor, but the allegations of General Yohana molesting a boy and that the school had to pay it off back in the old One West is information out there about that brothers know about him doing that. And I think that's another real reason why he's not respected by a lot of the other brothers that's in the school, because they know that happened back in One West. Do any of y'all brothers know about that?
Brother, I had no idea about it until I watched y'all's video. I had no idea about that at all. I was shocked. That whole thing with Kariosh and all of that whole back and forth. And it's funny because I was sitting there wondering how he know about all of that. You know what I'm saying?
Well, yeah, I mean,
and he know
about it, and that was like, how the fuck he know about it? He got the information,
right? I'm like, and then the way that he was responding to that, I'm like, and then hear about the lingo he was using. I knew that was somebody. It wasn't no hack or no stuff like that. The lingo he was using, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. ISUPK, home of the truth, all of that, hashtag ISUPK, home of the truth, all of that kind of stuff, saying the stuff that ISUPK members say. I'm like, you got to be ISUPK in order to say, that. So it ain't no hack page or nothing like that. This is real.
Right. Now, one of the members from ISUPK was on there. He said that it's okay to rape long as it's not Israelites, but it's people of the other nations. And I disagree with that. But I didn't know that. I did not know ISUPK or the original school was teaching that they would rape, because one of the elders told us that they did teach that and they believe that. I don't believe that, but that was one of the things that they taught. That
no,
rape.
See, this is why certain brothers shouldn't be teaching or debating a damn thing. Kariash, you know what I'm saying? He shouldn't be teaching nothing. And that other brother, his name starts with an M. I know who you're talking about. He's a Mexican dude. Yeah. He shouldn't be teaching a goddamn thing neither. Because I seen that, and I screenshotted it, and I made a post of it. You look on my page, you'll find that.
Okay. I
made a post of that. I made a post with that whole thing with Kariash, and I kind of made fun of it a little bit. I had that dude Terry Crews on one side, and then had Kariash on the other, and the guy, he got the eggplant heading towards his face, and then his comment that he made on y'all stuff is right up under that. When he said how he'd rather get screwed by his black brothers than serve the oppressor.
Right. And no man should be screwed by any man, because I don't give a damn what's
right.
Listen,
yeah.
hit me with the whip, and I'll pick some goddamn cotton before I want somebody to insert me with a penis. I'm sorry.
Right.
I mean, that's the most horriblest thing that can happen, especially to a man that's straight. Nobody want to be raped.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I don't think it's horrible to him.
That shit.
I think he look at it as a joy.
Man, listen.
He look at that as a joy.
Hit me with the whip. I'll pick some fucking cotton. Ain't no talking about before you get nigga. Give me the oppression all fucking day. Ain't nobody, but to get butt broken. Come on, man. That's ridiculous, Steve.
Man, he owned that. That's what it is. Who he really is came out in that DM. And that's what it is. He really owned that. Obviously. He always figured something weird about him. You know what I'm saying? I always figured it was something weird about that guy.
And another thing that came out, it was allegations that they said that troopers caught General Mahayim smoking crack behind one of the schools. Was another allegation that went on in the schools that was circulating around that we was trying to confirm was that true also.
But I do not know whether that's true, but there's so many people that say it. I didn't know anything about it. Matter of fact, I learned a whole lot of stuff just by watching that clip. That's what motivated me to even hit you in the DM. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, damn.
What clip was that?
The clip when it said General Yohana owns such and such a, that hour something long video where I think it was the one that had Zabak on it too.
Oh, okay.
That one right there. I did a lot of the stuff that y'all said that I didn't even know. You know what I'm saying? I didn't even know anything about
a lot of stuff, man. We found out we will never even bring out. For whatever reason, people give us stuff, and it don't just be we Shar, Sham, and I. We talk to different people, and that's in our group or whatever, or close friends. So what y'all think about? Should we bring this out or whatever? Because we're not in this to embarrass anyone. It's just try. If we gonna get along with the people and believe what we believe in, then we don't want no damn wicked ass niggas around us or sisters.
Right. Right.
So like that.
Excuse me?
I said not doing no shit like that and trying to be a leader.
Yeah, this is great. I mean, but at the end of the day, I'm starting to look at it like this. You really can't be mad with the leaders of ISUPK in the sense of if they teach it wrong and the wicked shit they doing, they gonna have to pay through the Most High. But the people who don't want to hear the trumpet blow, trying to warn them, then man, that's them now, because this trumpet been blowing for a long time, man, trying to let people know what's going on. And it's not just coming out of our mouth. Don't get mad at F.O.P.E, right? Because other people come on here and tell their story. That's what it's all about. People go anywhere and tell their story. You know, that's not what it's all about. But you know, tell a story, man. You know, about how they was treated and to warn the flock. You know, so blood won't be on their hand. So this brother that warned you for what his eyes see and things he witnessed. You know, the blood is not on his hands anymore. You know, so.
And the guy that they call Meatball, that's supposed to allegedly rape somebody, that Tazariak support Ty War or something like that, or they call Meatball.
The captain of Ty War, that's actually General Hyman's brother.
That's his brother, the rapist?
Yeah, that's his brother. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Hold on, man, brother. Hold on, brother.
Now listen,
put out so much stuff tonight. My gosh.
And I think that nigga guilty now. Because the way that Mahayim is, that nigga probably did that shit. That shit probably.
Wow. So that's hold on, brother. The brother they say that's locked up in jail.
Yeah, that did the molestation.
Yeah.
That's Mahayim's blood.
Yeah, that's
Mahayim's blood.
General Mahayim's brother.
Bruh.
Yes.
I believe it.
Yeah. Wow.
And he's the uncle of Captain Aria, the young captain that they got. All of this is Philly stuff.
Any man talking
Philly
about
dude.
Well, you know, you can't blame him though if he ain't do it. But that's crazy.
Listen, bro, that shit run through the blood. All them motherfuckers probably weirdos like that. All of them probably weirdos. Listen, if that was my brother, was Mahayim, I would be ashamed of that nigga. I would disown him. Period. I would be ashamed that that's my brother from the way that he talk, the shit that he speak, the thing that he said about out his mouth, how he talked to other men about penis. What nigga does that? A nigga that's not right. Now you got a brother that's locked up for child molestation. Nigga, that shit in all them niggas. They all fucked up. Come on.
And it's funny.
Think about it.
If I could.
If you know me. If you saw me doing some shit like that, Qanath, you'd be like, Shane, what the fuck is wrong with you? Come on, man.
Gotta do more than that, your ass.
This is nigga brother, man. Come on, bro. Apple don't fall too far from the tree. I'm shocked now. He's telling me this, but now I believe that nigga did that shit.
Damn. Go ahead, bro. You want to say? Let him say. I don't lose chain for. Go ahead, Breeze. What you about to say?
Yeah, because you know how when I get on the Facebook and everything, all of them dudes try to come at me. All of these dudes, captains and all of that, try to come at me and everything, right? Well, okay, he was one of them.
How many captains are there?
There's well, I'd have to count them, like, you know what I'm saying, like, as far as
20, 30, 50.
I don't think it's quite that many. I'll say maybe 20, somewhere in that area. 20, 25 maybe.
Is one captain over another?
Yeah.
And that's determined by the future prophecy that these niggas call themselves prophesizing about how many
some of the
men you're gonna have under you. Yeah, so let me ask you this. Go ahead, I'm sorry, go ahead.
Good. I was going to say some captains, like the highest ranking captain, the 13,000. To my knowledge, a brother out of Philly named Shapar Napash. Now he's the highest ranking captain, but he's real low key. He was the brother that was on that magazine that they had, years ago.
So in other words, brother, to get your power over men, you got to die first, correct?
Yeah.
He would die or enter the so-called world.
No, they say if Christ comes back. Well, see, they believe in the chariot doctrine.
Yes, but what I'm saying is when this big event happened, that's when you're going to get these 5,000 soldiers that you're over, correct?
Right. When you go into the kingdom, they believe that the chariot is going to actually flying saucers is going to come and pick niggas up. And you're gonna go up in the air, and then you're gonna get on a spaceship, and then you're gonna be dropped into the wilderness from that spaceship, which don't even make no goddamn sense to me.
So,
but
let me ask you this: so if you're up there, like I said, they give you also 5,000, and I know you're not in that group no more. Believe a lot of stuff they believe anymore. So who are the 5,000 men you're gonna be over?
Who are the 5,000 men? That'll be over. Well, as far as let them explain it. Well, let them explain it. I mean, shit, it'll be the men that'll be in the kingdom. You know,
Hey,
see,
wow.
there's a lot of holes in the doctrine and a lot of stuff. A lot of math ain't mathing. I don't
Ooh.
believe in the whole spaceship doctrine and people being swooped up and all of that. I don't believe that myself. That's why certain things, because I've been teaching, I taught classes, you know, sometimes 3 or 4 classes a week, but there's certain topics that I would stay far away from. I would stay away from those topics.
Do everybody in the ISUPK believe everything that you teach? Like, far as the people that come in, do they have to believe everything that they teach? Far as the members?
Yeah.
So they forced to believe whatever they teach.
Yeah, because
in other words, you're not allowed to have your own opinion on something.
No, here's the thing. Kariach said soldiers ain't supposed to have an opinion. You see what I'm saying? That's what he told this older brother.
That's what I wanted to ask you about too, because you did like I saw a video you were speaking about that, saying if y'all have an opinion, something happened. So can you elaborate on that as well?
As far as with you having an opinion outside of what they believe, what they think.
Yeah.
Because remember, I did a whole, and I was breaking down how the Apostle Paul had opinions.
Right. That's what I'm saying. I was trying to find that video.
Right.
That's why I'm asking you. Can you tell us as an ISUPK member and say if like you would go over doctrine and you notice it's wrong and you had an opinion trying to tell them like this ain't right, what would happen if you try to present some information like for the even the upper echelon, like the generals? Because Elder Qanath made General Mahayim look stupid. He asked General Mahayim for a precept for Hosea 7 and 8, and General Mahayim put his face in the magazine and put his head down, and he had Tarzayah stuttering on Cross the Line Radio. You remember that?
Okay. I get what you said. What it is, the way I look at it, is a wise way to do things, right? And this is what I told the officer, the guy that was my right-hand man. I told him, don't be arguing and debating with people inside the school. Fight with your classes. You see what I'm saying? Instead of, going and... Huh?
No, wait, go finish this. I want to ask you something real quick because I keep on saying I'm going to go, but wait, say that real quick.
I was telling, like, say, for instance, if I didn't agree with something, and I threw a little bit of something out there, and I would see how they would respond to it. And that way I could get a good feel out of how they're going to take things. So, and if I seen the stuff going left, fine, no sweat. I will stop the conversation right then, go on to something else. And when I do that class, and then I'll rock it right there inside that class.
Let me ask you this question right here, brother.
Go ahead.
And you can answer yes or no. Do you know, are you not into microbiology or nuclear science? Are you into that type of stuff? Do you know anything about that? Have you ever studied that? Are you into that? Meaning, have you ever studied, went to school for anything like that?
I never went to school for things, like that, or, no, I haven't. But I am kind of interested in that type of thing a bit, though.
Okay. The reason why I asked you that,
went to school for it.
I asked you that because I said, are you into that? Meaning, more so, maybe you can, I'm not talking about the in too far as curious, but do you know anything about it, like on a high level? So you would say no.
Okay. I do know a little something because I did a class about 4 years ago when they was talking about the natural disasters, right? I did a class, the school stance was on natural disasters is that the Lord brings the natural disasters and such and such. It was a thing. You ever heard the HARP program?
Yeah, we know about that.
Okay.
They use HARP technology to cause problems on Earth too.
Yes. I did a class on that because the school stands with, no, it ain't no HARP program. It's the Lord to do everything. It's the Lord to do everything. And then I certainly didn't disagree with that. But I'm like, the Lord uses men to do things like that. And I broke down certain scientific things, like, say, for instance, when there's when they say, when there's an earthquake. Okay, remember, it's a part of the scripture that says And the children of Israel shouted, and they were so happy, and they shouted that the earth rent.
Mm-hmm.
Ain't that powerful? Check
Means
this
the
out right
earth
here.
tore. Go ahead.
Right. You're 100% right. So I asked a few more, and this is my last one, Sham, for real. I keep saying this.
Yeah, good.
And I'm trying to get to something real quick. Now, you not into stealing, correct? You're not into that,
No,
right? You're not into being immoral, right?
no,
Right.
right.
You're not into lies.
No,
You're not into lies or falsehood, correct?
no, right,
Right. But you are into truth.
right,
Meaning you're seeking out truth and you know truth, right? So that's what you're all about, the truth. That's what you want,
right,
the truth, and you're
right,
about truth.
right.
So why do ISUPK say John the Baptist not into the truth?
See, that's another thing that I
If he's not
disagreed with.
into the truth, what is he into?
See, that's another thing that I disagreed with right there. And I never did a class. See what I'm saying? You know how they say, you choose your battles.
Mm-hmm.
That's another thing that I never didn't choose to go into, because I already knew what backlash was coming behind that. John the Baptist was in the truth. John the Baptist had the same faith as everybody else had. The only thing about it is he had a moment of doubt.
Right.
That's it. Which everybody's had that. Yeah, right.
Don't we
and being the fact that the high seat that John the Baptist had, the higher up you are, the more the worse the punishment gets a lot of the times, and it caused him to get his head taken. But at the same time, man, John the Baptist gonna be in the kingdom. He gonna be in the kingdom. You know what I'm saying? Just like Moses. Moses messed up too.
But you know what? You know what? Let me give a word of wisdom. Word of wisdom. If anybody try to take a higher supervisor position, CEO, or a leader of a church, or just a leader of anything, when you elected in them positions or run for the positions or just so happen to just be raised up in the positions, everybody knows you're gonna have people that's hating on you. The thing is, when you're in the positions, it's how you hold on to your character, what puts you there, your honesty, your morals. Because a lot of times when people get power, they are some of them turn to cowards, right? So they rule with an iron fist.
Mm-hmm.
Right? They'd be afraid, so they send people out to attack you, right? And make lies up on you and different things like that, because now they've been put in this position. They're not true leaders, so now they run off of fear and teach their congregation all about fear.
Right.
You can't have an opinion, right? So, and I say that because everybody should have an opinion of ISUPK.
Let me ask you this question real quick. I want to ask him this question real quick.
Go ahead.
The brother Bilal, he was a part of Al Camp, the one that I showed you the picture of. That's an ISUPK. He was on here one time when we was discussing, and he told us, man, out of Qanath, that ISUPK don't sin. And I wanted to know, y'all, why do ISUPK? I'm sorry to keep saying y'all, because when I look at the logo, I'm thinking like you actually in the group still. But ISUPK, why do they teach that they don't sin and they don't break the law? And also they teach the doctrine that you can sleep with your wife on her period and that's not a sin. You just unclean. Why do they teach that in the school too?
Okay, here's the thing. If you believe that you the creme de la creme, right?
Mm-hmm.
If you believe that you the creme de la creme, there's nothing else but you. You monopolize the whole truth. You monopolize this, and that. You have to put on a persona as if you are Mr. Untouchable, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's what they're doing. That's what they're doing. They're putting themselves, giving themselves a godlike status. You know, if they put on this godlike status, they figure other people should believe it too. Eventually, maybe they will. What did Hitler say? Hitler say, if you tell a lie loud enough and often enough, the people will believe it. Ain't that what Hitler? That one of Hitler's quotes? So now, that answers the question right there of why they do that. They know that they're not sinless. They know that.
Okay. And them sleeping with the women on the period. They teach that's like it's nothing wrong with that. If you do it, you just unclean. How you feel about that, doctor?
Well, here's the thing, the law has a spirit to it. Everything that's written, you have the letter of the law, you have the spirit of the law. Sleeping with your woman on her period, yes, that is a unclean thing to do. That is a very unclean thing to do right there. And then, see, here's the thing. That's when a person's conscious. This is not the right time to do that. Get the blood all over you and all of that kind of stuff, and then you got to go out among people and all of that kind of stuff. No, that's a person's conscience got to hit them on that right there. The person's conscience got to hit them. Look, this ain't good. You on your period, such and such. We wait till you get done. And see, here's the thing. Also, too, it also deals with the discipline of the man and the woman. Also, because a lot of women want you to pipe them down on their period. She get hornier on her period a lot of the time more than she do when she ain't on it. Because see, here's the thing. You have to understand that there's a reason why women, when a woman child is born, she's born. She's unclean twice as long as a male child.
Right.
Because she has a higher propensity for sin than what that male child has. That's why the cleansing process is twice as long. 33 days for a man, 66 days for a woman. She will try to get you to sleep with her a lot of the time. That's another way that you got to know that this must be wrong. You got to know the wickedness of your woman too. And a discipline goes into play. Discipline.
Well, look, hey Sam, I'm gonna call it, man. Let the brother say what he got to say about far unless you want to get an ISBK again. Because I'm gonna call it a night for me, and hopefully we can do a part 2, brother. I really appreciate you coming on, Sham. You can do what you're gonna do with this, but I really appreciate you coming on, man. You was very respectful. You answered questions. We had plenty more, but you answered tough questions. You brought out stuff that I'm sure a lot of people never heard of. I done heard a lot, but you brought shit I ain't never heard before, man. And the shit that you brought out, man, just you get a couple of eyes behind you, because I pray nobody never try to do anything to you, anything like that, and just let everybody move in peace. But thanks again for coming on. Most High bless everybody.
It's the water, brother. Nice meeting you and talking to you, brother.
Hey, man, you're welcome to come back. We'll talk on online. You sent me a friend request, I accepted it. So inbox me so I can remember who you are.
Oh, okay. We'll do, brother.
No doubt.
I got 2 videos I want you to check out. They short, and just a couple more questions out, and maybe we can pick up part 2 if you're free on Thursday or something like that.
Okay.
Because I want my other brother.
That'll be cool.
My other brother K Judah to be on here. Next time we can maybe get into some scriptures, because he a powerful reader that I always teach with. But you were speaking about the bullying, right? And I wanted to show you some videos about them and how they was bullying brothers for the camp spots, right? Now I got a video here that shows how IUIC, the Israelite Church in God in Jesus Christ, was moving on General Yohana years ago, and he made a video crying, talking about I don't bother them and this and that, right? Now, this is when they first started. I ain't gonna say they first started, but when UPK wasn't that big, this happened in Baltimore, downtown Baltimore, and this is why I say Yohana is a hypocrite and UPK is hypocrites, because this happened to them and they cried about it. So I'm gonna show you the actual video where this happened at in Baltimore.
You talking about the comfy group, right? Yeah. I seen that. I remember that.
Yeah,
I remember that. That happened before I came into the school. I watched that before I was even a student. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. You can play the clip though.
We never try to run people off the block and da da da. Yes, y'all did, and you was mad because when they had the power, they was doing it, and now y'all doing the exact same shit to other people because your camp is bigger. But I want to show
that's the thing that I thought too, brother. What you saying right now is exactly the thing that I thought.
So as y'all can see, this video, this date, Baltimore, Maryland, October 23rd. This is in 2010. I wasn't in the knowledge yet. I came into the knowledge in 2011, April 2011. This video was done in 2010 when this happened.
He is so paranoid of me. He is so afraid. That's right. That I'm gonna wake black people up. That's right. And he sent these lowlifes out here to try and stop me from teaching black people. Let me tell you something, man. Can't no man stop me from teaching black people. That's right. Unless you're ready to put me to death, and I ain't even think most of you are capable. I'm always on that corner. I come out here and start teaching on the corner. I ain't said nothing about them niggas. You never heard me come out here and say a word about them niggas. Until they start now trying to move on me. Them niggas ain't.
Now, you notice he said that, right? He ain't said a word about them, right? I ain't said a word to them, right? Because he know he didn't have the manpower and enough people back then to stand up to Tazadakia camp, because Tazadakia had probably a few thousand men in that congregation still. They was the biggest Israelite movement still, the old One West original school.
Right.
He knew that. And he envied Tazadakia because he took over the school with the whole God sent comforter thing. So he was mad about that.
Yeah. But here's the funny thing, if I could, Sham.
Go ahead.
You know, when Masha left the school, well, actually, when he struck his name off of that, you know, that document, that paper and everything, you know, how does Yohana, you know, prove his, you know, authenticity as being the leader when he didn't follow Masha?
He didn't. See, my elders come out the house of David. That's who I learned.
Right.
I learned my elder who taught me is Elder Ben Yunyum of the house of David. He went under Marsha, Elder Barak, Elder Maka Allah, man, Elder Qanath. They are teachers and elders from One West. We learned from that, and everybody know. I tell a story straight what it is. I got my name from the house of David, learned Hebrew from the house of David. I got all the Hebrew books, everything from the house of David. I was taught the history and everything that went down from the house of David. Well documented. Well, I don't need to lie about anything. That's my One West roots, come from the house of David under Elder Marshall. So that's the branch that I come from. Me and Elder Qanath.
Right. And see, here's the thing though, because you know, okay, Ivor Bivens passed it down to Masha. You know, now here's the thing, you know, in the time of the split when Masha went to 126th Street, right? Yohana was supposed to follow him. Why didn't he do that? Why did he follow Tazadakia though? That's the funny thing about it. Do you know what happened with that?
They said he was in there for a little minute and then he split because he didn't want to he didn't want to be under Tazadakia.
But he still followed them. His impulse was still to follow them, and it wasn't to follow Masha.
Right. So he left with y'all, got out of there, and went to Philly, and I guess that's how it came up with the whole thing about him starting ISUPK in General Mahanian basement and putting the school in his wife's name, because Elder Tahar and the elders of GMS had a video where they spoke about Yohana, and they said, "We know you a liar," and they talked about how they caught him working somewhere and he wasn't teaching and he wasn't in the truth at the time. And he had dreadlocks, they said, and he was living a normal life. They said this about General Yohana. Now, this is a story that all rang out. And they put this out there years ago. And I'm like, well, why would they have to lie about that? And then Yohana popped back up with the Israelite School Universal Practical Knowledge. So they speak on a time gap where he disappeared and he came back. And that's why I said, like, dealing with him, he covered his track. He tried to cover his tracks and say he never left or he never disappeared or he was here doing this and there. But that shit ain't true either.
And see, here's another funny thing.
All over the place. But go ahead.
Here's another funny thing. Why nobody from the old One West school follow him into the school he at now? Here's the funny thing about it, because he keeps on attacking the leader of IUIC, right? What is he attacking him for? Well, other than the fact that the dude is outpacing them and everything. Huh?
That jealousy, and like I said, brother, it's all about power. All them niggas don't like each other from that old One West shit. But of course, if you see somebody who you had rank over, like Nate didn't have more rank than Johanna back then.
Right.
But look what he accomplished over Johanna now. You feel me? Look how he made him look. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, but of course he's gonna be jealous because when Taza Doc had a big school, Nathaniel had his big school, Ricard GOC got the big school, but Johanna ain't accomplished what all them other men accomplished as far as Israelite.
No, he really haven't.
You know what I mean?
And right.
He's an okay speaker. He's not a good teacher at all. You know what I mean?
No, really not.
And when you look at their whole thing with ISUPK type, right, they got a biker gang look to them, a gothic biker gang look. Everybody wearing dark shades. Like, nigga, what's up with that? Why y'all don't show your eyes? It's a lot of weirdo shit go on with them. It don't make sense. That ain't no manly man shit that people do. You know what I mean? So they got a whole gang persona with them, which rub people the wrong way. That don't look priestly like a gang.
Would you let them tell it? You let them tell it, and this is all the same shit that was going on, you know, that hold a 1969 thing, you know. That they saying pretty much
anything in scripture, what Israelite priest garment having 1 million spikes sticking out the arms. Show me where the priest had all these damn spikes from the head to the arm belts. It spoke about the priest wearing golds and had pure linen garments of diverse colors, scarlet, purple, and blue. Not wearing all black, looking gothic, with 1 million goddamn punk rocker spikes on your arms and your belts and your head, and wearing big ass chains like Flavor Flav, like a goddamn clock with a wolf, looking crazy.
The thing about it is, you know, their whole way that they operate. That's one of the biggest problems. What goes on off the camera is worse than what you see way worse than what you see on the camera.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? What goes on off the camera, because see, here's the thing: these dudes done fell in love with the camera so much.
That's another thing. They want to be YouTube famous and be these great speakers and teachers and want to get a bunch of views. And it's not about the education and actually teaching people no more. It's about just going out there on the Shabbat, what they feel is the Shabbat. Go out there and teach the people this and that. Everybody get their YouTube views. And that's what it pretty much seems like it has come to.
And that's pretty much what it actually is, you know, because I was in the major councils and all of that, you know, where, you know, it was brought up. Muhammad kept bringing up how he would say our enemies, but what he mean is IUIC, is how they, you know, getting the leg up on us and all of that type of stuff. He would talk about that. And here's a funny thing about it. They was just blowing ISUPK out of the waters in every damn category. And it came to the point to where he wasn't even talking about that no more because, you know, he was too far behind in the race and we thought they was winning.
It's because of the fact that Nate went further into the teachings as well. And that was another issue that Johanna got because they don't teach no more. They stuck on old doctrine, false teachings, and they don't update the information. And then when you got guys like us who coming in with a new and sisters like our sister Queen Naphtali and people that's coming in with a new school of thought that's learning the language, know the history, bringing out artifacts, going into these same books that they was using, claiming people Israelites and going into parts in the book that they didn't want to read, saying that these people are not. This is where all the stuff coming in now because it's starting to mess up the money. And when you got a 501c3 charter, you cannot be racist or discriminate against any ethnic group of people. That's a part of the charter. So when we go around and say Israel is all Negro, then because this is what I tell everybody. When you become a Hebrew Israelite, they teach you to be racist against other nations. They'll say all these people that's not on this sign or these people over here is your enemy. But everybody on this chart is your family. You're supposed to love them. So they teaching separatism. They teaching racism, right? And then they'll say we only supposed to deal with Israel, right? But if we say Israel all black and they Negroes only, now we really gonna be racist because We against all people. And
here's the thing, though.
One people.
Man, they racist against each other, brother. Remember when Garcia, the boxer, Garcia, and him and Javante Davis fought, right? Okay, now Facebook, ISUPK Facebook was blowing up and everything. And one brother said, now check this out. He said if Garcia wins, then we're gonna put the tribe of Issachar. Now he was making a joke, but it was some seriousness to the joke. We're gonna put the tribe of Issachar at the top of the charts, the 12 tribe chart.
Right.
Okay, that proves something. The racism against Negroes. It really is. You know what I'm saying? The racism against us, just like when niggas was in the world.
But when you think about this and you look at the chart, they only got 3 Negro tribes. The rest are Hispanics. How was that possible?
But here's the thing, though. Yeah, well, here's the thing with that. I mean, as far as with that, a lot of Hispanics are Negroes too. They just call them a different label. Matter of fact, where I live at right now, you got Cuban brothers and everything, black as I don't know what, with dreads and everything, right out of Cuba.
But see, and that's what I'm saying, right? I would call them the Afro Cubans or the Afro
right, but they still Negro.
I would say
regardless of what we label them.
Right, that's what I'm saying. I say those are the Israelites. But when it comes to those dudes that they were showing earlier, we were showing that dude, what his name, the one that talking about he want to take a pickle. That man is not a Hebrew. That man, he see what we learned in the scriptures, right? From studying, and because One West, what we learned too, there's no such thing as mix. Well, the Bible doesn't say that. It is a such thing as mix in the Bible. And the Lord called the people in the Bible that's mixed mongrel, or the mongrel or mingled people, which is a mixed race. That's what it says. A mixed people, a mixed race, mongrel people. So it's no way that it could be a seed of the father doctrine, because when you go into the Hebrew, Eve have a seed. And when you look at what Eve's seed is, her egg is considered a seed. This is why we teach the Israelite father must be a woman and a man, according to the language, not according to feelings.
Brother, the seed does come from a man, brother. The sperm, that's the seed, sperm.
Yes, and
sperm,
the woman egg is a seed. And this is
that's an egg. Brother.
No, it's brother.
But I mean, bottom line though,
it's a seed.
Think about it. I'm not trying to, get into the whole doctrinal thing,
Right.
But bottom line is,
it's science.
ISUPK is a wicked group, brother. You know what I'm saying? That's pretty much the bottom line. Yeah, I really ain't trying to, veer too far from that. As well as saying certain things doctrinally, certain things brothers are just not going to agree on, this and that. We can go on and on all night over that. But the bottom line is, ISUPK is actually a wicked ass group. That's what I'm saying, pretty much the bottom line. Well,
I know we're not going to agree on all doctrine, but that's a teaching a class that we're going to bring out. And we're going to prove that in the Hebrew and show you how a woman's seed does have a seed, like it says in the Bible. Because my thing is, what I had to learn, I had to from being in One West and coming up in that, they taught me how to be biased and ignore scriptures and ignore things that's written in the Hebrew and act like that's not what it means. But if the Most High put it in there, it's in there for a reason. And that's one thing that I had to learn, to be ignorant no more. That's why the scripture says, don't be ignorant to any matters, big or small. Well, a lot of brothers be ignorant to things because they don't want to believe it. But trust me, I tell everybody,
Christ is gonna come back. Here's the thing, also too, here's another thing also, because you know how you have all the Israelite groups has all the tribes mingled together, right?
Mm-hmm.
But when Christ come back, guess what? The tribes is going to be separated again, just like they was during the time of Moses. Wasn't the tribe of Benjamin. Then you had the tribe of Judah, the tribe of such and such.
I agree.
Right?
I agree. But we
see what I'm saying?
we wasn't even supposed to intermarry with the tribes, because that's why there's a law telling you about their inheritance changing. If you was a Benjamite, you supposed to stay with a Benjamite. You was a Judite, you supposed to stay with
Right, for the
Judite.
inheritance purposes. Yeah,
right, and the tribe
right.
won't lack. But see, when we speak about that, brothers to talk about that ain't true, because they'll say King David was messing with Saul's daughter. But just because they was doing things at certain times, breaking laws, don't mean it was right.
Actually, here's the thing. You see, that was that was something of the expedience right there. It's not unlaw. It's not a sin to get with a woman of another tribe, because you got to think about it. Aaron, Aaron's wife came from the tribe of Judah.
No, it's not.
The priest, the priest Aaron.
With
I
would have to look at that. I don't know about that.
Yeah. Aaron married the daughter. He married the sister of Nashon, the prince of the children of Judah.
Okay, I'm gonna have to look into that, because I know the law about being a priest, that you have to marry a Levite to be a Levite, through the Levitical.
Well, here's the thing. At the time, though, there was no, there was no Levitical priesthood yet. At that time, you only had Aaron.
Okay,
you know what I'm saying?
You know what? If that's true, and I'm gonna look into that, I would tell you I agree to that, and I'm gonna tell you why. Because it's stuff that happened before certain things about the priesthood and before the law. I was telling people why the Most High allowed Israel to mix with certain people at a time, and that's another thing that people get upset about. And I be like, I'm trying to get them to understand. Before the law, Israel did things that the Most High allowed, and then once we all came together and the laws was given, everything started to clean up, and then he was putting Israel on one slate, because at the time we was in the process of building a nation. So I can get what you're saying right there.
Yeah, because at one time, the sons of the Israelite men were told to marry women of Nahor, Syrians. You know what I'm saying? Remember Nahor, right?
The sirens. You talking about that's what they are. The siren, yeah, because that's our people, and that comes.
Yeah, that was Abraham's brother.
Right, now listen,
Nahor was Abraham's brother.
When you deal with the siren people, right, you know that Jacob wives, Rachel, Leah, Zilpah, and Bilhah,
right,
they are sisters.
Yeah, they the daughters of Nahor.
We was taught that Leah and Rachel was sisters, and Zilpah and Bilhah was from African tribes. I asked Azariah, prove that they from they Africans. Then I said, you cannot prove biblically that they Africans. F.O.P.E is the first group to teach that all Jacob wives was sisters.
Yeah, right, of Nahor,
Siren, and they was Laban's daughters.
Yeah, because remember who Rachel, Isaac's wife, who she was the sister of.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you know what I'm saying? She was the sister of, she was the sister of Laban, who Jacob went and worked for.
And Laban had two wives, and Zilpah and Bilhah had the same mother. Rachel and Leah had the same mother. All Jacob wives were sisters. So when they keep talking that shit about Israel started off mixed, they are lying. We started off pure-blooded with 4 sister women with the same genealogy and one man. So Israel was never started mixed. It's impossible. We all came from Shemitic people.
Yeah, because Abraham and Nahor was brothers. And the thing about it is, what happened is, once people multiply upon the earth and everything, then transgression happens between one nation and another.
Mm-hmm.
As a matter of fact, those same damn people, you see here Syria and everything, and on the news and all of that stuff, right? Of course, a lot of them is Ishmael.
If you want to see the class is on our channel about Jacob wives being sisters. We did a whole class on it.
They were. Rachel and Leah were sisters
on our channel. Rachel, Leah, Zilpah, Bilhah. We done proved it and broke the whole thing down, and we'll show you that they all was blood sisters. They was not.
The thing about it is,
no heathen women.
Bilhah and Zilpah were concubines.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying, and that's just the difference.
They still was a wife, because concubine mean wife in the Hebrew, but
they were still a wife.
Laban made them to be a servant to their sister, a handmaid. Like how he said, Canaan shall be a servant unto his brother, a servant of servants. That's what Laban made his younger daughters to his older daughters. He made them serve them. That's all it was.
Yeah.
It wasn't no slave. They wasn't getting whipped. They had rights. They was an equal right. They just was a servant to the older, like the what it said, the elder should serve the younger. That's all it was.
Right.
There wasn't no shit that they was a slave. Like that's why like these dudes don't know the scriptures. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, and the thing about it, what a concubine actually is, if I could, what a concubine actually is a wife that started out as a servant. Right. That's all that is. That's what a concubine is.
In the Hebrew. It's interchangeable in the Hebrew. But all of them were sisters. And when we teach that, they laugh at that. But then people on Clubhouse,
that's true, though.
I'm not even on Clubhouse. I'm hearing people on Clubhouse teaching that all the Jacob wives were sisters. I'm like, well, where y'all get the teaching from? Us. Because we brought the shit out.
I saw that in the
everywhere.
I saw that. I read that in the lost books also. They confirmed that.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? I read it inside there, man. I get into them lost books too, brother. Because they, you know what I'm saying, to dot the I's across the T's, yeah.
But they won't.
I get in them.
That's the issue. They won't update any information.
I know.
They're holding on to old doctrine and old teachings, and that's why when certain dudes want to come and debate them on scriptures and the 12 tribe chart, shit like that, they don't want to do it. But I'm like, why?
No, they don't.
Debate it. If you say
which is bad, they should be able to
easily debunk anything I say. Just hop in the ring, and I'm telling you, I'm gonna prove you wrong on every aspect, from the Hebrew language to the archaeology. I got it all. I'm gonna prove that you don't know what you're talking about.
Well, let me tell you the biggest thing that they scared of, though. The biggest thing, they not so scared that you're gonna cut 12 tribe chart. They're scared that somebody from the old school is going to bring up the history and start to question the authenticity of Yahanna. That's what they're terrified of.
Well, that's already out there. They know that. That's why they can't convince nobody to come deal with them, because nobody want to hear that shit. Like, nobody don't believe you dudes. We know you not it. They know that.
But see,
they know that.
But you got to think of it.
You're a rebel. That's what they call it. You're a rebel.
But you got to think of it from this perspective too, though. They don't want the people that they already have to know that. They don't. That's what they don't want.
Well,
you know what I'm saying? They don't want them to know that. The people that's inside, you know what I'm saying, that's inside the group, they don't want them to know that.
Right.
Because see, they doing damage control just like they did with that whole IUIC thing. You know what I'm saying? All of that shit is like political moves. They fighting. They on the back foot trying to fight to keep what they got. You know what I'm saying?
Well, little do they know, the Most High are going to bring all of them down. And I told everybody that all these major camps, congregations, they all have to fall. And I'm sorry to say it. That's the only way that Shar will be exalted. Because as long as you got leaders, 7, 8s, and all these motherfuckers, the bishop 4 and 5 and all that shit got to fall for Yahawashi, our king, to be exalted. Because our people is looking for them and not looking for him. Those niggas is not assaulting the Messiah. They assaulting themselves and taking money and want to be worshipped. And well, I don't sin. I don't do nothing wrong. Look what the Lord, what I done and giving you. And Nate coming in riding on a horse like he the Messiah. I'm telling y'all, man, don't be fooled. None of these people is no leader in the nation of Israel on this earth. We're living in a time of judges where it was no king of Israel, and every tribe did what was right in their own heart. I keep telling people that, but they don't believe me. Only people you have to serve is the Messiah. That's who you look to. The rest of these motherfuckers, don't look away. Don't give them a cent. Don't give them a dime. They talking about you got to pay this and that. Tell them get off that fat ass, go to work, make your own money. You in captivity. You should not be in captivity under another one of your brothers that's in captivity, and you getting oppressed by the white man and another goddamn Israelite. Like, come on, yo. You think the Most High would want you to be in captivity, serving your brother that's in captivity with you, but he want to live good in captivity, ain't doing shit, teaching and putting out false teachings and lies, and sleeping with this woman and that woman and doing all this shit, and nobody can stop him for any wickedness that he doing in the nation. You can't say shit to him. But if you do one thing wrong, you disciplined, you kicked out the school, you bugged out, the demons and this going to get you, your name written out the Lamb's Book of Life. How the fuck do these niggas know? And y'all believe it. But say Shar, shame free.
And here's the funny thing about it. If that thing is true about, Captain Taiwan, I bet you they don't kick his ass out.
They ain't gonna do it because that's my young brother.
Right. You know what I'm saying? Here's the funny thing about it. Let me let you in on a little story. With the broad that I was, married to, up here in Minnesota, right? Okay. Now we ended up having a council because we started having a goddamn council like damn every fucking 2 weeks. It wasn't nothing about it wasn't no councils on me and her relationship. It was the thing with her mother and all of that, and the things that was going on before I came up here. Right? Mm-hmm. Okay. So now we in the council. It's me, her mother, General Hyman, and whatever generals he had in the background, and Captain Marquardt. He was in it too. All right. Now she gets on the phone, and she's saying all of this stuff about her mother. And it's funny because when we would have a council, she don't bring a lot of that stuff out. I'm like, why are you sitting there telling me? You can tell me, yeah, it's good to tell me, no doubt. But you need to say the shit that you saying now and say that in that council. You holding stuff back in the council. Because it's your mother. You holding stuff back. Just tell me, tell them. Mm-hmm. Right? Okay. Now we inside the council and everything. Now her mother's ex-husband is in prison. And I don't know what the hell he in prison for, but she said that he was molesting her when she was 16 years old. And she's crying and puking and snotting and all of that stuff, going through the emotional whirlwinds. And then you got her mother on the other end talking about, I didn't know. And Muhammad's feeding and he's sopping all of this stuff in. He's sitting there feeling them tears and all of that stuff. And he gives me the order to look to Google and look to see if it's a way that we can get that man more time. And here it is, without hearing that man's side of the story. That's the thing. So remember when I did that clip saying that General Muhammad, that ISUPK only looks at one side of a story. He's not there to defend himself, to tell his side of what happened.
Right. So he's not.
But now I got to do.
He not even being a righteous judge.
I got to. Right. I got to look up to see if we can get him more time and then send that information to Captain Marquardt, the captain of the Midwest, so he can send it to him to see if we can get that man more time just based on this bitch's tears.
So he's a police ass nigga.
Right. Yes. Yes. I mean, hell, he said it in his class. If anybody ever tries to shame the school, that he's going to already have a ready-made FBI profile on them. I remember that. I wish I had the goddamn class, brother. I wish I had that.
He must got one on me because I've been shaming UPK for years and I ain't never stepped foot outside that motherfucker at all.
Yeah, man, that's what he said.
Anyway. We always talk about how the feds came and talked to him. And I said this years ago.
Right.
I said when UPK fall, it's going to be because of behind him, because he's the wink link. You can tell just by his actions. First of all, nigga, if you smoking crack and you got caught smoking crack, you definitely the weak link. And I believe he do drugs because there's no man will go on air and going to tell you where to go get the good drugs from. And how you know the drugs is good there? What, you use them? You tried them? Niggas can sell dope.
Yeah, of course he did.
And know if drugs good or bad by giving it to a fiend to use. But I'm not going to. But if you in the truth and you're not doing that shit no more, right? And you want to say, well, don't go to this avenue, go to this avenue. How the fuck you know if the drug's good or bad unless you using them?
Right. And he also said too, he said cocaine nowadays is just delicious as it was back in the day. Really?
And
how would you know that?
He was fucking with that.
He used the word delicious, though.
Exactly.
He ain't say good. He said it's just as delicious.
That's what I said.
He said
man.
cocaine.
And And that's he probably be using that cocaine, and that's what's urging him to do them homosexual acts and shit. And think about that kind of shit, man. Think about it.
Right.
Listen, one thing I say about me, I thank the Most High Yah and His Son Yahawashi that I did not have any, I don't have or never had any drug addictions at all. Thank you, Most High. I don't do coke, drugs, dope, heroin, lean, pills, none of that shit. I sip some wine.
Yeah, me either.
Drink here and there, but I ain't got no drug addictions, no drug problems. Never had them motherfucking issues. And I think
right, you know, I used to smoke weed back in the day, but I mean, hell, you know, weed is not really nothing that's really addictive like that. The other stuff, oh no, man, you know what I'm saying? Because I done seen the way that had destroyed other people and everything, and I'm like, hell no, you know, I don't want no parts of that shit.
See, I'm from Baltimore. I grew up in one of the poorest neighborhoods, and I used to look out my window when I was a child early in the morning. I used to see about 50 to 100 dope fiends lined up for testers, fighting over crack, drugs, pills. I used to play with crack vials in my yard as a child. That's how drug infested my block was. And my yard, I used to play with the tops because the vials, because I thought they were just in my yard, I guess from them using or whatever. And my father came out there and smacked them out my hands and told me don't touch them, and was showing me started teaching me about drugs when I was a child, because they used to have all different types of colorful tops. They'd be all in my backyard. He was showing me about needles and stuff. He was like, "You don't want to touch these, you can get AIDS." I was like, I asked my father, "Well, what is AIDS? How do AIDS look?" and stuff like that. You know, just a child, you're gonna ask a bunch of questions. But I was learning all that shit as a kid because I lived in a drug infested neighborhood. I used to see fiends fight over testers all the time. My father was like, you know, don't go over that way. They're giving out testers. I'm like, what is a tester, Daddy? You know what I mean? Like, I ain't know none of this shit. This is all in the 90s, early 90s. You see what I'm saying? When I was growing up as a little child. So, I was never drug addicted. I done seen people do lines of cocaine, shoot heroin, people nodding off on my block, like looking like zombies. Had holes all over their arms and shit from doing drugs, being ate up and shit. When I was young, I always looked at them and I told myself I would never be like that because that shit was scary to me. Scary to me to see people on drugs. You know, people I knew got killed doing drugs. Watch people get beat with bats for stealing drug stashes from dope boys and all types of shit. Until I got older and wanted to be like the drug dealers because they had all the money, the cars, and the women. You know what I mean?
Right.
But other than that, yeah, man, I grew up in a drug infested neighborhood, so I knew I would never do drugs. Only drug I ever did was marijuana. I smoked a lot.
I grew up in, you know, in Louisville, Kentucky. It was a little bit different. You know, we didn't have the vials. It was just baggies, you know. And one of the biggest things that made me never want to do drugs was actually selling them. You know, because I mean, I was selling them and I would see what people was ready to do for them. You know what I'm saying?
Well, that's the thing, man. But see, I couldn't understand niggas be fucking them fiends. I couldn't do it. I ain't fucking no junkie.
Well,
sorry.
Yeah, I was doing it.
Like, come up, they get off of it, they blow up, be fat as a motherfucker. But for me, I just
I was caught up, you know, I was, you know, in that life of selling them, you know what I'm saying? So
I told niggas they crazy, man. I said, boy, I can't do that. Nah, I don't trust that shit. I ain't fucking no junkie.
And the thing about it though, the fiends that we had, these were what you would call functional fiends.
Right. But in my mind,
these were fine broads, heroin, you know, fine women.
Yeah, all I think about is AIDS. So that's why for me, it would never go there, because in my mind, I'm looking at them, they do drugs. In my mind, I'm always thinking of AIDS. That's how I always looked at it. Like they probably got AIDS, man. I can't chance it. Like, so I would never do no shit like that. That's just how
where I'm from, you know, they, you know, the hoes. See, back then I was a little bit, you know what I'm saying, I was a little bit older, you know what I'm saying, in the early 90s and what you was and everything.
Right.
And I seen a lot of the people that ended up catching AIDS was people that wasn't even drug addicts.
Yeah,
You know,
well,
AIDS was just out there.
I'm thinking because of
You
what I
know,
saw, how they looked, and them looking like zombies, it just made me scared so much that I just felt like they all got AIDS, and I'm like, man, I ain't touching none of them motherfuckers. I just wouldn't do
no,
it.
no, the
That's how
woman
my
was like
father.
that. No,
That's how
but
my father
see,
spoke about needles and crack and all that shit and dope and all that shit they was doing. In my mind, when them people be fucked up like that, all I saw in my mind, the motherfuckers had AIDS, and that's why I would never touch a fiend. I ain't give a fuck.
the crackheads in Louisville, the crackheads in down in Louisville, Kentucky, running around flyers and the motherfuckers that didn't do crack.
Yeah, well,
You know what I'm saying? They dressed
everywhere
better than I was the dealer, and they were dressed. You know, they were dressing better than me.
I can believe it because the drug epidemic hit certain places differently, and it hit certain
Right.
places hard. So in Baltimore, it was one of the hardest places that drugs hit. That's why a lot of guys from New York used to come from New York, bring their drugs to Baltimore because they made more money in Baltimore selling drugs.
Yeah, and the drugs was probably better there too. And that's the thing about it. And the better drugs take you down faster. Down in Louisville, Kentucky, the drugs, you'll see a motherfucker, he's smoking crack, but then you see him a while later, he don't smoke crack no more.
Yeah, that's different. See, in Baltimore,
you know what I'm saying? Yeah.
You rarely see people get clean here. Like, even like Baltimore and Philly is pretty much the same. When you go there, man, the drug epidemic and the cities even look the same, man. They had the same problems, man. Everybody is fucked up, leaning. You can go on one part, 2 blocks down. I mean, you in this one part of the city, it looks good. Go right around the corner, you in the hood, everything fucked up. Go right back around the corner, you in a nice spot. That's how Baltimore is. It just looks like that, man, crazy. But that's how it is here.
Yeah, down down in Kentucky, things will be stepped on more by the time it get to Kentucky.
Yeah.
So that's why it was the crackhead bras that I was bashing. You would never think that they was crackhead. You'd be trying to wife these motherfuckers. They were so fine.
Yeah, but that's
what I'm saying. They was fine as hell. They just smoke crack.
Yeah, it's because the epidemic is crazy here. But shit, motherfuckers smoke crackhead, bro. They was puffing on that glass dick. They out. They gone. They leaning. They all messed up. I'm trying to tell you, people stink, smell bad. They stealing, selling baby milk all the time. Man, I used to see things doing so much shit, bro. I was like, God damn, man, stealing everything out the house, man. They was stealing and selling everything, man. I was like just seeing junkies do shit that they did here, man. It was just it's horrible, bro. Selling meat.
I remember that show, The Corner. That showed The Corner, man.
I would tell
that
you
shit depressed the hell out of me looking at that.
Yeah, very, very accurate. Like that shit they showed on
y'all
there.
got some.
I agree.
Yeah, up north, brother. Y'all got some serious.
I seen it.
Yeah, y'all got some serious ghettos here in the north.
That's Baltimore, bro. I lived in that shit.
Yeah, Minnesota
going on crazy like that.
Yeah, Minnesota, I ain't seen it so bad here like that. You know what I'm saying? But when I went to Baltimore, Philly, I couldn't believe the way that the shit looked there. I already knew a little bit about Baltimore because I watched The Wire before I went to, I watched, The Wire and everything, and I'm, peeping out everything, peeping out all of that, and it's crazy because I got when I was in Baltimore, I got hip to how heroin high actually is when I seen like how y'all got that park in Baltimore, that park where you go to the waterfront.
Yeah.
Okay, and it got that big old huge like iron ship or whatever you want to call it, that big old huge thing.
This my
big
neighborhood
like
right
ship,
here.
huh?
This is my neighborhood right here in Baltimore, Patterson Park. That's where I grew up at. This house, when I was a kid, it looked just like this when I was growing up. This is probably a picture from the 90s. This is the block that I grew up on. And when I say this block was drug infested, all these vacant houses and shit, this is how it looked. This is like this block is not here no more. All these houses is gone where I grew up at. But this is my neighborhood.
Right.
This is where I came from. This is where I grew up at. This is my block. That's how we lived. Right there. That was our neighborhood. We used to play basketball.
Yeah, and them straight streets.
jumping on beds. This is a one-way street that comes
Oh
from up
yeah, I
here
remember doing all of that.
down here. And on the end of the block, you got a bar. And this is Patterson Park and North Avenue. This is where I grew up at.
Man, like I was saying, you know, that the brother that I was telling you about, the camp leader of Baltimore, you know,
Yeah.
took me and the stepson, you know, to that park, and it was his brother and his sister that you know, came up and they recognized him, you know, and I was like, hey, such and such a, you know, and everybody, you know, they seemed like a cool, nice little couple and everything, right? And so we went to right to the waterfront, you know, by that big old ship or whatever that is, you know, where you see the domino, what is it, domino sugar sign and all of that stuff,
downtown. Yeah.
you know. Yeah, we took a couple of pictures. We took like about 2 or 3 pictures, and as we was on our way back, that same couple was sitting on this bench and they was slumped over. I'm like, what the fuck? You know, they was like slumped on that bench. And I'm like, man, we ain't been up here 5 minutes.
Yeah, they
was slumped like
they go down there, sit down there in a nice area, look at the water, shoot some shit, smoke some shit. They be gone right there. You'll see people, and there's a lot of homeless down there. They be sleeping all over the place, man. Man, listen, man, I'm trying to tell you, Baltimore is a rough city, bro. Rough city.
Right? Yeah.
I got so many dear friends here, it's ridiculous. You know what I mean? I lost so many homeboys, so many friends out here, so many cousins out here in the streets, you know, for murder, all types of stuff. It's just rough here.
Yeah. The thing about it, where I'm from, down in Louisville, Kentucky, is it can deceive you real good. Because if you come from out of town and then you see these places, they look nice and stuff like that, it goddamn goes down in those places.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Louisville was topping. Matter of fact, Louisville got kicked off. Louisville, Kentucky got kicked off first. Not kicked off, but they had to stop airing Louisville in first 48.
Yeah, they don't air like certain cities, certain places. I had some friends that came from Florida, and they was telling me about how they show first 48 in Baltimore, from Baltimore down to Florida. They was like, we know all about Baltimore. They got first 48 in Baltimore down in Florida. And I said, yeah, they won't show that shit in Baltimore because they don't want people to know who the police is, who the detective is, their names, and none of that shit. Because I be like, motherfuckers damn sure be trying to look, but they show it down there. My homegirls, they be traveling doing medical shit. They was from down there, and they came and told me when they came up here, like, yeah, I know all about Baltimore. We watch first 48 on y'all all the time.
Yeah, that's
crazy.
I mean, that's the same thing with, you know, with Kentucky, though. The first 48, you know, in Kentucky, I mean, it was on our damn near every other damn week.
They would show it in a different city, though. They don't, because they said they don't show first 48s and where people from to protect the police. Because, you know, police got special laws and special rights for themselves and their identity not to be sought either.
Right.
That's why it's hard to get when you deal with law enforcement and the motherfuckers be doing shit. It'd be hard to get their name and information and shit because they got special laws that protect police from crimes and shit that they're doing.
The thing about it, though, you know, Louisville, you know, Louisville had lawsuits against them.
Oh, against the police?
Yeah. Shit, against first 48.
Oh, they had
against first 48.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Because see, some of the people that was supposed to be, you know, that they had on there for murder and everything, messed around, found out they didn't do it or some stuff like that, and the people sued. So they just totally and it happened so much in Kentucky that they just took Louisville just off first 48, period. You can't find no, you know, first 48s of Louisville anymore. Louisville was on there damn near, you know what I'm saying? I mean, Louisville was shown more than damn Louisiana and Florida. You know what I'm saying? It was shown more than them.
Hey, man, you know, it's crazy how that's on there and they making money off our people, off our pain and off the destruction of our people.
Right.
It all over the world. And it's always our people when they're killing each other and in the ghettos. And then all the different damn cities, projects.
Yeah.
But you know what? I'm about to go ahead and end this because I got to get up for work in the morning and take my kids to school. But we can set up a part 2 if you you want to go over some more stuff that you want to.
Yeah. Let's do that.
So we can do it this week if you want to. You want to do it Thursday?
Yeah.
Tomorrow I'm gonna be
Yeah.
busy.
Yeah. Thursday is cool for me.
Yeah, we'll set up Thursday night part 2, family. I hope everybody enjoyed the brother Tarap is what you go by now, right?
Right. Tarap. Yeah.
Tarap is the brother Hebrew name, but he was going by, I believe it was UPK Gaines or something like that, right?
UPK Gans and Tarap Southwick. I got 2 pages.
Right. When he was affiliated with ISUPK. So the brother brought out a lot of powerful information. And as y'all can see, we told y'all before, man, when we was bringing this stuff out about brothers calling us from ISUPK, giving us information, saying stuff that was going on, wasn't no real brotherhood. People said we was lying. Well, now you got another witness to show y'all we wasn't lying. Qanath don't have to make nothing up. People call us, they tell us some shit, they going through some stuff, some things going on, people getting bullied, people getting picked on. Sooner or later, people is going to come out and just expose some shit. You can't keep being a bully. You can't keep disrespecting people. You can't be playing with people's lives. You can't be playing with people's salvation, livelihood. People out here putting in years of their time into these organizations, trying to do their best they can, believing in these people. And what do? Turn around, slap you in the face, shit on you, lie to you, take your money. You know what brothers can be doing with the years and the life they wasting serving these fucking organizations and ungrateful men? Like, you taking years of people's lives out, lying, all to line your pockets, and to have fucking power, corruption and greed. So I'm gonna let you finish, Tarap. You can get a closing statement, and then I'm gonna close out the show.
Okay. Yeah, the closing statement is, man, as the scripture say, man, a wise man seeks well into his goings, And that's just one of the things that we all got to do. The thing about it is, every experience that you have, you got to keep those experiences because you got to learn from that stuff, and you got to learn from it. You know what I'm saying? Make sure that, your things ain't right. You make sure you keep the brotherhood, even if the people around you ain't, you got to do what you got to do. Cause this is also your walk, and another thing also too, man, we got to be, not afraid to, come forward with the truth about whatever it is, because if we don't do that, then that only empowers the bullies to keep doing what they're doing, and if we stand up against it, then now they got to either get right or they got to get gone, and that's pretty much that, brother. That's my closing statement right there.
Yeah, well, I appreciate you coming on, Doc.
Appreciate you too, brother.
So we'll do part 2 Thursday night, same time, 9:30 for part 2. So all right, family. Okay. I'm gonna get on out of here. I appreciate everybody coming on. Shalom to the whole F.O.P.E. CUC family. Thank everybody who stuck in to the screen, all the likes, the support. The brother appreciate the support. He just want to get his story out there, get the truth out there, so we can save some souls and some people from being fooled and getting caught up into these organizations that don't really have love for men, and it's ruining people's lives. So we got to fight back against that. And like I said, no matter what these guys think they're doing, how much power they have, the many, like the scripture says, many is called, but few is chosen. It don't matter what they do. The Most High always going to have a resistance for the truth and to exalt the King of Kings, Lords of Lords. That's who we should be exalting on this earth. No man, no leader, nobody saying the leader. Ain't nobody the leader of the nation of Israel, but Yahweh Shar. He's the King of Kings, Lords of Lords, and the leaders of us all. That's who we should be following. That's who we serve. Keep your money in your pockets. We in captivity. Take care of yourself. Take care of your family. Take care of your children. Because at the end of the day, when this thing go down, I guarantee none of these men or these people who claiming that they love y'all is going to be there to help y'all in a time of need. They ain't going to be nowhere to be found. They're going to be looking and worrying about themselves. And Israel's going to be looking like lost puppies because y'all was looking for a man as your savior and not for your king, the one who died for you to redeem you. We need to exalt the Redeemer. He's the way, he's the life, he's the truth. No man come unto the Father but through him. So don't believe that shit when people walking around telling y'all that they the comforter, they the Holy Spirit, and they going to lead you. Don't believe y'all when people go out around telling y'all they the commanding general and they third under heaven. Don't believe in nobody when they telling you they the bishop and the leader or the high priest and the leader of the nation of Israel. Don't believe it. These people are liars. They anti-Messiah and they exalted themselves. That's all they doing. So with that, family, I'm going to say shalom. Most High bless. I love y'all. Shout out to the whole F.O.P.E. CUC family. I will see y'all Thursday night for part 2.
Family all around me. Family all around me. He my family, she my family. He my family, she my family. He my family, she my family. We are family. We might have the same last name, but that don't make you my family. I got some people with the same blood, and I know that they can't stand me. I got some people I call that ain't kin, that's gonna pull up and handle it. They take care of that business like family. We come from them trenches like family. They talking, you listen, that's family. They don't tell your business, that's family. They calling your phone, coming looking for you. They say that you missing, that's family. They don't need permission, that's family. When you hurt, they can feel it, that's family. Let them come while you're cheering, that's family. Let them come when you living, that's family. Family all around me. Family all around me. He my family, she my family. He my family, she my family. He my family, she my family. We are family all around me. Family all around me. He my family, she my family. He my family, she my family. He my family, she my family. We are family. Hey, ain't nobody fighting around here. Ain't nobody shooting around here. Everybody that's around here, family. All love, no hate, be clear. No shade, all love, be real. You love them, you should know how it feel. Tired of all these badass kids. Tired of paying all these bills. Family going through the same thing, so they know exactly how you feel. They supply a shoulder I can cry. I provide a place where they can heal. Leave my money out, they don't steal. Let them have it if it's for a bill. Soldier for me when they in the field. Only way I live. Family all around me. Family all around me. He my family, she my family. He my family, she my family. He my family, she my family. We are family all around me. Family all around me. He my family, she my family. He my family, she my family. He my family, she my family. We are family. We might have the same last name, but that don't make you my family. I got some people with the same blood, and I know that they can't stand me. I got some people I call that ain't kin, that's gonna pull up and handle it. They take care of that business like family. We come from them trenches like family. Family all around me.